Welcome to Not A NINJAGO Cult, the podcast.
Hello, we're not a cult.
Yes, we're definitely not a cult.
Not a cult.
So
Now we're totally not a cult.
Totally not a cult. Today, we are going to be talking about the lovely brand new season of Ninjago Crystalized, or at least part 1 of Crystalized, because part 2 is not out yet as of the time of this recording.
Ninjago Crystalized, part 1.
Introduce yourselves! Oh wait, I'm first, I guess. I'm
July 2nd at 10:27 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, it is July 2nd, 2022. I'm Cheesy. I go by they, them, and I enjoy doing art and music. And I am an illustrator. There we go.
I am a person, and I'm Nina, and I have a very dangerous life.
Whoa.
Spooky.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Some might say
Ooh, spooky.
Some might say I'm even a ninja.
Mm.
Scared.
Sorry.
Oh,
MK, what about you? I guess.
I am MK. I am a shitposter on Twitter and Discord. And that's all you need to know.
That's the life.
Truly. Yes.
I'm Eve. I go by she, her, and I like to podfic.
Hell yeah.
I'm Sunny. I go by any pronouns, and currently I'm actually making earrings.
Hell yeah.
Oh, that's
I want some of
nice.
those earrings.
I know, you know the
I
toys
saw your
that I get
fanfic
in my
one.
the toys that I get in my bath bombs? I'm turning those into earrings.
Yes.
Oh.
Ooh, cool, yeah.
Let's not forget you're a spider.
Oh yeah, and I own a spider. His name is
Yes.
Cheesy Adam too.
That's very cool.
Thank you.
Cheesy Adam like the Upply.
Yes.
And 2 because
Facts.
there's already a Cheesy.
There can only be one.
Only one can remain.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, well, my name is Kevin. I have my own channel. Hope to do more Ninjago videos because I love Ninjago, if you couldn't tell. But my greatest achievement, personally, has to be
Is
being
being
the
a
biggest Skylor
Skylor
simp.
The most prestigious of achievements.
I worked very hard for this, okay? After a year of simping, I can say I'm the biggest.
What do you mean after a year?
Are you the number 1 Skylor simp, then?
Yes, I am the T-Rex of
I've never met a
Skylor
bigger
simp.
Skylar simp.
True.
Bro, watch someone on Twitter
It'd be him.
come at Kevin. Be like, actually,
Oh my
I'm the
gosh.
biggest Skyler simp.
They're just gonna square up.
It'll be like Batman v
First,
Superman.
square up.
Yep, I'm up. Hello, I'm Trist. I like just about anything Ninjago. Like to build,
Nice.
like to make mocks, like to draw, like to anime, that kind of thing.
He's
I
also
go by
the
he,
Silver
him.
Joe.
That's kind of it. I'm pretty swag like that.
Let's not forget the joke, Tristan.
Oh yeah, I'm
Oh yeah.
the founder of the Tristed Ankle.
What?
Anytime you hurt your leg, anytime you hurt your ankle, sorry, my bad. I was there.
Oop.
He twisted your ankle.
How could you?
Hi, I'm Xena Irale. I go by she, her, and I'm the director of the Ninjago Musical Fan Project, and I'm just a really big multimedia fanatic, and I just really like Ninjago.
Hell yeah.
Woo.
That's a
what
good thing
we
to
be
like.
here for.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good thing to like.
That's one thing we have in common. Wow.
All love Ninjago. So, today we are talking about Crystalized. So, We will be talking about each of the like individual arcs as the season has progressed, and starting off with all the post-Seabound shenanigans and sadness.
I actually wanted to say something before we.
Oh yes, go right ahead. Yes.
So this was my first time watching a season as it was coming out, like with the community, and I thought it was like really charming and everything. Hearing everyone's theories and like joining in on the hype with everyone, it was just really fun. Because I kind of sped ran everything, and so I didn't get the experience of like waiting for an episode to come out, and it was just it was really fun.
Also, the fact that it all came out on
I know, and then they all came out at the same time.
On the same day. Oh my gosh. Like that all coming out on the same day still trips me up. I could not.
The funniest thing ever was just like me sitting in school, and every time I refreshed the YouTube page, a new episode would just be there. Just like refresh, new one. Oh, look, another one.
Yeah. Oh no.
That was wild.
Oh no.
But I gotta say, Sonny, same here. Actually, this is like the first time I actively like followed a season and just like patiently waited for it as it was all
so
coming out.
fun.
Yeah, me too. Like especially like in a community. Like I had watched alone and whatnot, but like this time like actually talking to people and being there.
You guys should do this more often.
Yeah,
This was also this was my first time watching it without like massive spoilers, because for a lot of the seasons I was an idiot and spoiled myself, like finding out, oh, Harumi is gonna turn bad, and
You with Skybound?
I spoiled Skybound for myself too, everything. But this time, even though we had the leaks and the sets, a lot of things were new, and that was really fun.
Refreshing.
Nice.
That's cool.
Really good with that for some reason. I feel like even despite the leaks, and the leaks really haven't been completely out of left field. A lot of them like were intended for the audience to know. For example, that new clip with the son of Garmadon clip, that clip is supposed to be released in some territories, so it's not exactly a really, it's something we're supposed to see as we see that part of that clip in the trailer, but it's not been horrible. We haven't been spoiled completely. A lot of things are still yet to be completed and explained.
Yeah, to like bounce off of that, it's nice to like not have a season where like the dub, like the full like dub of episodes, or not dub, like a different like language came before the actual episodes came out, because I've heard horror stories about that. Where it's just like all these episodes in like German or something.
It's one thing when you're not hearing the English cast, and it's a totally other issue, or totally different issue when there's the bad subs and like the people that just don't translate it right.
Yeah, so it's nice to see a season where just a lot of like English speakers got it at around the same time as other people and whatnot.
Also, the fact that America got it
At all.
Yeah, at all.
Yeah.
Cartoon Network needs to stop. They need to just never air it again and just give the rights back.
America is always just getting the abuse when it comes to Ninjago content. It always ends up short. Every time.
Friends, I don't got the news.
What's the news?
We might be getting past episode 13 in another language in the coming week.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Well, at least the first half. They did it for the first half.
Almost.
Oh, so sad.
You get the second half.
We're on the verge.
Other countries are striking back now.
This close.
We were this close.
We were this close to greatness.
How could this happen to me?
We made our mistake.
Okay, so if you guys are all ready to talk about the first arc of Crystalised, let's talk about the Seabound Aftermath.
Beautiful.
I forgot I go first, which sucks because I take notes.
We don't have
so
to go in order.
We can go around and say what our
we can just
thoughts
talk.
are in a single word or something.
Oh, that's
a single
that
word.
works best.
Can't do a single word.
I'd rather do a little bit
Oh,
more.
I can give you one. I can give you a single word. Emotional.
Yes.
Snap. Guys, let's all snap. I can't snap.
I can't snap.
I think noise suppression will be like, haha.
Yeah, noise suppression is not gonna like snap too
I'm
much.
crying instead.
He Discord detects it as enemy fire.
What?
I do want to say one
Enemy
thing about
fire.
the Seabound is that I kind of wish that Nia would have gotten something like permanent changed about her after she had turned back.
Yeah, like some physical feature or something.
Yeah, that way for like
Yeah,
fan
like,
artists
someone,
or like
did a fan art. Did a fan
Yeah, like
art
cold
of her
scar
having
kind of
the,
thing.
or
scars.
even like
Yeah,
like
that
a
kind of
blue
thing.
strip in her
Form.
hair or something like that.
I
Oh,
love
that
like
would
like the face markings that she has. I would love for her to like
Yeah.
keep those. So it would be so
Exactly.
pretty.
You're the virgin greatest, you're this close.
Just some kind of acknowledgement.
Yeah, because
Come
like
on.
everyone else kind of has marks that they have from every single arc that they've been through. Like
Yeah,
how Cole has his
Yeah.
arms and like
Cole
Zane
Cole had
has
the
his.
scar.
I mean, the difference here is she's completely like powerless, unlike the other times there, though.
True.
I don't know.
And then
I
she's
So
feel
it
also-
kind of would break that illusion a bit in my
If they're
eyes.
gonna give her a mark, like that's the kind of thing like they could have just like added in and just been like, "This is a cool thing. We're not going to explain it because we don't have to, but
Mhm.
it's nice. It acknowledges the past arc."
I really enjoy I think one of my favorite episodes from the Seabound arc is actually the episode oh god, why episode names? The one where Niad shows up. That's a really
Call of home.
it's
The
it's
Call of Home, yeah.
It's a beautiful animated episode.
Beautiful.
I love the
Funny.
underwater atmosphere. I love water in general, and I love the ocean and all that stuff, so it's very nice to see Ninjago explore that even more than
The whales
or
are scary,
more
though.
past Seabound.
The scene of Nia in her dragon form, like floating up to the surface and like reading the lanterns, like just like you talking about the episodes making me think of this. Like it's just one of like the most beautiful, like probably one of the most beautiful scenes we've gotten in a while. Like with the music from Seabound and just like Kelly's voice acting and just like all the animation, it just
Just all the
it's just
recurring
such a nice
soundtracks coming back and
yeah.
Oh my
True,
god.
that's so
beautiful.
from
Alright.
season 4.
Honestly, I think this is the most visually stunning episode from this whole season so far.
Mhm.
Like nothing, no
I
other
gotta
episode
say-
so far has
Mhm.
come this close. I
What was
mean,
the
it's
first
so
episode?
visually stunning, and I just love how.
The animator in me is like, so like even down to like Niad's like hair wavy. Like I love animating underwater hair because I think it just looks so fucking cool to me. But like, it's just so cool. I'm sorry.
I think the first episode might have impressed me a little bit more with the visuals, just because with all like what really gets me is all the sunrise scenes and like the sunset. Like that's just a really easy way to make a shot look beautiful. And
Golden
the first
hour and all that.
I totally
I
agree.
mean,
This
usually
episode's
I would agree with you here because like I'm a sucker for sunset shots, but like here it just takes the cake because we really get a chance to explore like the ocean, just see the life and beauty and just how everything goes around, and I feel like they capture it
is fair.
so well with this beautiful and gorgeous cinematography.
Speaking of sunsets, though, the lighting this season has gotten a kick in the butt, and it's now like even better than like last season. Last season had a lot of great moments too, but the lighting this season
Canadian
is so
government
good.
fund the animation or
I'm
something?
pretty sure they've always
Like, they
funded.
said that in the they said that in the credits or something.
Well, as a
I don't know.
person who's an actor, they, usually when you're in Canada, they have a big fund for anything that's made in Canada. So
That's
I don't think it's anything special or out of the blue.
Eve, you wanted to say something. We were kind of talking over you.
Yeah, it's fine. I really like the Nia Becomes Water soundtrack that plays all throughout when Nia is rediscovering her memories. I think it's just a great use of that soundtrack. And honestly, I like it more than when she first merged with the sea, like as just a audio visual, like an audio visual, just what's the right word? Concoction, I guess. Like it's beautiful and it tugs at my heartstrings. I love it so
Hell
much.
yeah.
I will say about that too. I agree with all that, and I also like how the Nia regaining her memories, like kind of, sort of mirrors Zane back in Secrets when that happened with him. I think Nia's is done like infinitely better, but like still, like it kind of just like makes me think of that. And it's like, oh yeah, like that happened too. That's a cool connection.
Honestly, I've watched the flashback scene so many times, and I'm always reduced to tears because of the powerful music that plays, and also just seeing Nia's like emotional journey. It just really hits you.
I also
in the
really
heart.
like the fact that the first person that she thought about was Kai and not Jay, because I was kind of worried that she was immediately going to think about Jay and forget about Kai the entire time. And I know that a lot of people were kind of worried about that coming into the season, that Kai wasn't going to get like the family arc that he deserves getting Nia back. And I'm glad that they added that in, that she thought about Kai being her family.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like a lot of the missed opportunities from like the previous Wildbrain seasons are now finally being just touched upon and noticed, which is something I really love and adore about this season.
I love that even like beginning in episode 1, it feels like all of the 5 ninja have something to do and something in just in the episodes like that. You know, it feels like they have something significant. Like you know, we start off with Cole being the responsible one and trying to get the team back together, and we have this plot with Zane turning off his emotions, which continues throughout this whole first arc, or well, the whole like first half, I guess, of Crystalized, because that doesn't fully get resolved until episode 10. And I mean, I could just go through all of them.
Hey, can I speak up here?
Okay.
Yeah.
As a resident Lloyd enthusiast, I really like how Lloyd's arc in some way is represented in the very first episode, in which we've never seen him like this, and he like it really
He's such an emo kid.
Ninja never quit.
Don't
say that.
Just don't. I don't want to hear that.
Poor Lloyd.
Oh, poor Lloyd. He's been through so much, and he just doesn't get a heckin' break. And
yeah, his only break would be in death. Sorry.
Let's hope.
Let's hope.
Love.
What I was saying is I do like the Seabound aftermath, because I do believe that he would blame himself, and it's very it shows that he has blamed himself for Nia's
poor child.
The kind of survivor's guilt.
Bozo child.
Another thing that I like about this, it starts bringing up that those feelings we've seen in Splinter, where he, after Splinter, he starts getting more aggressive and more influenced by his powers, and we can see in like this like Seabound wrap up that losing somebody has also been a trigger for his anger, as we've seen him shout at the ninja for like one of the very first times we've ever seen him shout at them.
He loses his temper.
And it's I think it only strengthens his arc for the rest of the season, I would say.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I agree very
Speaking
much.
about ties to not Crystalized, speaking of ties to the Splinter thing, wasn't there that one bit where he was like talking
I'm
about,
a great ninja. Why should I be cleaning windows? Yeah. That's Clancy was like, so what do you want to do if you weren't the Green Ninja? And Lloyd's like, well, And then Clancy's like, well, you know what I like to do is I like to clean. And then Lloyd's like, nah, man. And then Clancy is like, yeah, man. And then Lloyd's like, he's like, well, you know what's a good de-stressor? You know what helps get your mind off things? It's cleaning. And Lloyd's like, well,
that might be kind of true. And then he's like, but he looks down on cleaning windows. So
I find it so.
He's
so
kind of whack
happy
like
he
that.
cleans windows. He's like, Kai, Cole.
Aw.
He's like so sad.
He sounded so depressed.
I think a really
and
good thing.
Just the mood of that whole scene just really feels like he's just done with everything now.
I mean, you see Kai, and Kai's like, oh yeah, I'm going to fight. And then you see Lloyd, who actually is one of the very last people to come back. Which
That's one of my favorite things too.
I think it's genius how you look back at season 4 after they lost
I
Zane.
had like full
Lloyd's-
creative vision over a musical adaptation of Crystalized. I'd make that Lloyd bit a song.
That'd be I'd love to see that.
Tris, what were you saying?
Yeah, back in season 4, like after they lost Zane, it was like Lloyd was the one that was like bringing the team back together, and it was like he's like motivated to like get the team going, find everybody. He was like all for it, and now you see him after he's been through the Oni trilogy. He's lost his father, got him back, basically lost him again. There's just so much more that he's been through now, and he's put in the same situation, and he just can't do it anymore. Like, just so much has happened to him that just like he's not the same character. He has more trauma with him, and that's why like Cole's the one instead to start bringing the team back together, because like Lloyd's just like gone through so much that it just makes sense that he can't really do that anymore.
We also see it in Seabound. Lloyd has been on a gradual downturn since Prime Empire, at least since he was like cubed. He's been on a gradual like he's stepping further and further away from the team. We see that in like he doesn't have much of an arc except trust issues in the Master of the Mountain. But then we see Island's fine, but that's only like one episode. And then you go to Seabound where he's like really in the back and he doesn't do anything. And then you come to here where like maybe he probably feels like him not doing anything and being swayed by his emotions is one of the reasons that gets Nia killed. So it's gonna be very, very cool, but very like it's kind of deep in a way to see how his entire like world has like changed, and especially I think it's also somewhat tragic that he starts his journey in this season void of any hope.
Lloyd of any
but then
hope.
he gets okay, that's not funny. And
Yes,
then
it is.
he gets the hope, and then it's ripped away from him at episode 12.
Which is even more
Love that
funny.
too.
That's
So-
one of my favorite things. Oh, sorry.
Because you'll think things will get better, but the thing is, they only get worse. And then because he's like, oh yeah, like, we'll do it for Nia, we'll do it for, and then he has no idea what's in store. And
It's kind of like, sorry.
there you go.
I was just gonna say it's like what we mentioned before, how like just like a simple thing, like they do like the Among Us joke, and then there's like the you're forgetting that, and then it's like this funny scene, and then it just really quickly transitions into this like scary, full of dread moment where like Harumi sings, and it's like very creepy, and he's like, oh no, and it's like, yeah, like of course it was like for us it was like the sudden tone shift, but for Lloyd it's like, yeah, like no more like fun ninja missions, like now this is where everything gets real, and you're just getting thrown back into all of this drama.
I think you can see his face change if you see in Cryptarium, the way that he reacts to the person with the kabuki mask is like, it's all his like trauma hitting him in the face.
Fresh memories.
I
It's
love
like-
how that's animated.
No, the way it does the only other time we've had a dolly zoom like that was when Garmadon was resurrected on Lloyd. Not on
Before we
That's
get
cool, yeah.
too far into
Yeah,
the...
I wanted to say something before we got too far too.
Sorry.
It's all good. One of my favorite things about the beginning, especially even the first episode, is how the ninja, like how they showed each of the ninja and their different ways of dealing with grief. It's something that that kind of idea and like exploring that is just something I love in general. because grief is something that everyone goes through, and so seeing other characters deal with it can help yourself and others, understand
and they all
it
go
as well.
through it in different ways.
Do it different ways. Yeah, like Cole is like the Rock, Kai is, training kids to fight, so that nothing like that could probably happen again to a person. Jay is alone in a lighthouse with
Jay's a little
Lloyd, has given up almost. And it's just, and Zane has just turned off his emotions altogether. And that different, dealing with it in all those different ways is just really cool to me and really interesting.
Relatable.
I agree so much.
As much as I love seeing Cole being the one that keeps everybody stuck together and just still being the strong one there, I really wish we got to see what Cheesy put in your animatic with him climbing the mountain, just a quick scene with that would have been so perfect.
It's interesting because in that animatic as well, he is also still the Rock. He climbs that mountain, but at the end, he's the one who takes Jay's hand. And for me, it's I don't know. I relate to Cole a lot, so I put a bit of myself in there. It's that's what I would.
Yeah, even if he's climbing a mountain, it doesn't mean he's unable to continue. He's still Cole.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, what were you gonna say, Sonny? Yeah.
Well, did we want to talk about the prison arc before we go into the council arc?
Yes, we are. Do we have anything else to say
Oh,
about this? There's a lot more about the Seabound arc, technically, if you guys want to talk about it.
Yeah.
It's just we were leaning into the council already, and it was
Sorry, that was my fault.
No, it's because we were talking about Lloyd. Yeah.
I know I love Lloyd. I'm sorry.
Obviously.
Number one Lloyd stan. Oh, I guess one last thing. Speaking of happy characters, or characters that make me happy, Bentho's gone. And it's the one thing that I'm rip to the king. It's stated in the first episode that he's off ruling his kingdom, I guess, which is cool. But a part of me feels like it would have been nice to get a bit more of wrapping up his stuff before going into the rest of the season.
Show up in the finale.
He probably, hopefully he will. Who knows? So, any other Seabound aftermath thoughts going on?
One of my favorite lines from the show is now they're half empty.
Aww.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, and they kind of play it off as a comedic line, but still it's still really good.
Strings.
It's the greatest.
That's just the way the cookie crumbles. I don't like cookies.
It shows off Jay's pessimism and contrasts that with Kai's optimism, and how, well, I don't know if I'd necessarily call Kai optimistic in here, but I mean, he's more optimistic than Jay, who is literally in a just big downward spiral at that point. And I love how it's quick, because Kai says what's up with all these half full water glasses, and then Jay's they're half empty.
It's a great callback to Seabound too, because back when Nia was leaving, Jay was don't go, I love you, you can't, don't leave me. And then Kai was just wait, Kai wasn't grasping, and he was wait, you're not going anywhere, you're still gonna be with us, right? And it's just kind of that, Kai's always kind of just hoping / assuming that the good ending's gonna happen, where Jay's just uh-oh.
Morbius.
The new ninja.
Oh, the new! Oh my God, we didn't talk about the new ninja.
The new ninja has
so
many
important.
things.
Well, I guess that kind of ties into the prison arc.
I guess we can talk about that.
I'd say they're more relevant to the Seabound. I think you could kind of combine the Seabound arc with the Vengestone mystery arc, and then they'd kind of be in the Vengestone part.
Yeah.
But anyways, new ninja.
So anyways,
best
new
characters.
ninja.
Kill ninja's incredible.
I know Triss likes the new ninja.
Dude,
I love
that?
Listen, they deserve minifigs.
It would be cool to get minifigs of them.
I bet they would all taste like different flavors of fruit.
Yeah,
even though they're all
like Lappy Taffy.
What are you talking about? They would all taste like the pride flag.
It's probably tastes like different fruits.
But the ninja already did.
No, they taste like different sexualities.
What?
All right. Well,
what do they taste like?
People.
We have fun here at Not A Ninjago Cult.
You know, this is why we're not like an official Tommy-backed podcast.
I mean, throw me on episode 2. You never know.
Yeah, don't be so. We gotta be hopeful.
This is why you have
He's
me.
like, what the hell is this?
Actually,
did I
maybe
walk into?
perfect. The ninja is chaotic. If you really think about it.
Kevin, you haven't talked about Skylor yet.
Yet,
It's
I
the
was
freaking-
gonna
she's
kind
in
of save that
Seabound
for the
arc.
prison arc because it ties into something more general thought with the villains.
Okay,
But
fair enough. We can
but
wait
like
if you
I
want.
will say though, like here is what I'll say. It's that one thing that I really
Pedro was
love
very
about the
wise here.
season is like once Nia is back and there's like a way to save her, we're just in this massive rush to like save her, and like the ninja just keep making so many desperate gambles that just like really have us just shaking, just like, is this gonna end well? Is like Nia gonna be saved, or is just something even worse? Are they opening like a worse can of worms here? And
it just feels so real.
Yeah.
exactly, like everything's just spiraling out of
Live
control, and that's like
Pythor
honestly the
reaction.
whole theme of the season. It's just like tensions are rising, and it's just getting like just worse and worse and worse, and it's just so nail biting.
I think one of the
The
biggest.
balance-
sorry.
Sorry. The balance is shifting and they don't know it yet.
Very true. Okay, I think one of the like biggest examples of like that kind of like worrying kind of feeling during that Skylor having to like, you know, sub for Zane and freeze Nia for like the entire time, and showing that it like works, is that at the end of like some of those episodes, some of those moments, I, despite even knowing what was going to happen because of some of the leaks that happened, was still on the edge of my seat and like gape like, oh no. They did it well, even despite no.
Exactly.
I
That's the beauty of
disagree.
it. Like,
on
You could have
some
it
of
in
some of those times
Huh.
when they ended the episode, especially when Skylor says the line like, "If you're in
Hold
there,
on, Nia.
yeah, like, you know, it's
Hold
gonna
on,
be okay."
yeah. It's just,
It just-
Oh my
Be
goodness,
okay.
it just hurts so much. You can really tell that they really care and they really want to save her so badly. Just like they really just
It
want to
hits.
do everything that it takes, and that's just what makes it just so compelling to me.
That they're
Like you
working so
really
hard.
feel like they just care for her, and it's just
Aspheera attacking the ninja after was kind of dumb.
Bruh, I love
well,
that.
Aspheera's gonna be Aspheera.
she
Aspheera,
tried
like,
attacking
That
my
is
queen,
true, but,
so
like-
that's an
the
L.
one Aspheera kind of like there was just so many times in that episode where she just ruined the moment. Like I know people love her and she's funnier in this season, but like immediately after Nia gets brought back, we get like 5 seconds of like Jay hugging her and Kai runs up, and then we just cut to Lloyd getting Aspheera. Like I don't care about that. I want to see more Nia with the guys.
I did
I
like.
loved that.
Honestly,
I
here's
loved
what I
what it
gotta
showed
say
for
about
Lloyd's
Aspheera
character.
here. It's just like, and this is kind of like another bigger issue I have, but like, while I do think most of the comedy is solid and on point, like especially for Aspheera, like one of my big problems with the comedy is just like they always have to spell it out for us, and it's just like, I mean, I get the joke. You don't have to like, you know, play it word by word what it all means.
Well, I
Like
feel
they
like
really
that
did
ties
that a
into
lot
the
with
fact
Aspheera.
that it's a kid's
One
show.
word
Watch the funny ninja show.
I mean, comes down to the question of how much does one think that they need to dumb down their stuff, quote unquote, for whatever audience that they're airing it to. I don't know. I'm of the belief that kids are pretty smart. They just don't know a lot about the world, but they learn really fucking fast. So I don't
agree.
know.
I agree and disagree.
I mean,
Okay,
like,
wow.
well, put it this way, like, a lot of us were probably, like, very, very young when we started watching Ninjago, and, like, I mean, I was, like, I won't give ages, but I was, like, pretty young when, like, Ninjago was starting, and, like, Clone Wars was, like, out there, too, and those are both shows that, like, you need, like, you need to be, like, decently smart enough to understand everything going on, and, like, I don't really think there's any need, like, I feel like what shows will tend to do, this is kind of off topic, but like what some shows will tend to do is they're going to think that because their audience are kids, they need to rely on tell, don't show. Like, whereas most shows like do show, don't tell, which often comes off as like a much more professional and mature and just like well-rounded execution of a plotline. But I don't know, like I feel like kids shows should just like rely more on that. And a lot of what we see in Crystalized kind of does. And like they are getting better at like their voice lines too, especially with what we see in the aftermath. Like I said, everything just like feels a lot more real, but like there's a lot more like just visual, like certain like shots in particular that just makes you like, yeah, like I get what's going on and this is beautiful, or this is tense, or this is just like a really good storyline.
Very true. So, with that being said, are you ready to go into the prison arc?
I believe we are.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
My favorite part of the prison arc was when they're getting on the bus and then the music makes the Among Us trap remix. Like, the soundtrack it literally does that.
It's not the Among Us. It's literally like the cue they have in Tournament of
I know
Elements.
they've used it. I know they've used it
sounds like
before,
Among
but
Us.
that's still, it's the same note.
Ninjago the blueprint.
Listen. The best part was when Dareth did it to Skies.
It's all good Ninja.
I will
Honestly,
say
though, like,
one. Ooh,
Like,
wait,
I
what?
wanna. Oh, sorry.
No, you go. Go.
Not okay.
Like, okay, now going back to what
Yeah,
I said
cool.
earlier with like, relating to Skylor and all that. Like, one of my favorite parts about this season, how not only is it like finally like touching upon like establishes Ninjago lore and all that, but like another great thing that I love about this season, how it brilliantly incorporates many of its past characters into this like story now. Like we had Skylor there to help keep Nia like intact. We have Dareth being the ninja's lawyer, or we even have like the villains who are being recruited to be part of this like alliance and all that. It's just like I really love how they're now finally using this huge variety and assets of just like characters here, and that's just something that makes me really love this season a lot more. Just makes it connect to like the Will film seasons now, so that just feels like coming full circle now.
It really is not just the culmination of like the Wild Brain seasons, but like all of the Will film stuff too. Like this is like the one where I feel like it really feels like it's one connected storyline, whereas a lot of people say like Wild Brain is like its own different kind of thing, but Crystalized really ties it together, like you said.
And also, I got a fangirl about Skylor, so yeah, she's here.
Valid, but I get to fan.
you.
I get to fan about Ronin when the time comes. Yeah, I'll do that in a bit. But
Oh yeah.
I was
Listen.
going to
Love
say
Ronin scene. So good.
yes. God, my brain just. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. My brain just decided blank. The one thing that I am sort of like a bit, not even disappointed because the episode didn't really need it, but it was something that I was maybe excited for it maybe happening, was Dareth being their lawyer only amounted to being like a minute or 2 minutes long, which is cool because they needed to get a move on. But also, it would have been really funny to have like a Never Sleeps or like a whatever the other episode that the other news episode right after it. Forget the name of it. Wait, what?
Nick Catastrophe.
Yeah, Sync Chapter 3, thank you. It would have been cool to see like a courtroom episode of Ninjago and see what they did with that. I know that it.
I thought we were getting that.
Yeah, me
That would
too.
have
Yeah.
been so loud.
Many of us
Do
did.
that, just pack it full of Better Call Saul references.
Yeah, it would have been so fun, but I get why they needed to get a move on.
Dareth.
You're
All
slipping Dareth.
Dareth ended up saying was, "Yeah, that's what happened." It's just, it was so like, it made me cringe. I was like, no, that's the worst thing you could say,
I
Dareth.
know. I feel like
It
they
is
could
Yeah.
have done
Oh yeah.
like a good job with Dareth's lines too, because he's such a funny character. Like they could have added a lot of clever like lawyer lines to him.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
It was really funny, and it like gives you an idea of like how the actual trial went when Dareth's like, we have to file for something called a mistrial, and then Zane's like, what are the grounds for that? And he's like, the very real grounds that we don't like the judge's verdict. Like, you don't have to be a lawyer to realize like what's wrong with that.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
Imagine how it worked though.
He said he only
mean, he
took
could've.
3 weeks of law classes. So
3 weeks.
And
To get
most
him
of
out
it
of the
on like
parking
speeding tickets,
ticket.
if I remember.
One thing I did really like about the prison arc, and I've talked to other people and they think that this character is really annoying, but I really love Fugitives.
Yes, Fugitives.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
He's
here,
annoying, but,
honestly.
like-
We finally get to see
Hey.
Fugidove and Jay meet, and that's just like one of
I
the
think-
funniest parts of
When
this
he's
whole
annoying,
season.
it's because he's supposed to be annoying, so like it's okay.
Well, I think the
Exactly.
reason I
it
like
doesn't
Fugitive-
translate to the
Jay
audience
is
as much.
sick of his shit at this point. He's just like, shut up. At the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
I think the reason I
Imagine-
like Fugidove is because it's not even about his relationship with Jay. I like the fact that the entire time he just wants to be like part of the Crystal King Council, and he wants to be like a bad guy, and he's so not like a bad person, but he just wants to belong so much that he's like so blissfully ignorant and optimistic, and I feel like I
Yeah.
can relate to that, and I just love the character.
I love the
And in
irony
the end, he ends
of
up
it.
helping the ninja more anyway, too.
Uh-huh.
He ends up sacrificing himself and saying,
That
"Go,
is
be free."
Aw.
Be free, my blue jay.
He has leveled up to hero arc. Let's go.
Yeah.
Someone
He's going
better
to
make a fan fiction about Blue Jay.
I know his
He
relationship with Jay is
deserved
a
a
good
Probably
plot
already
in the
exists.
Endgame style poster.
So I guess before I forget, so Ronin.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh
wait.
boy, here we go again. So
It has started.
Here we
I'm
go.
glad to see Ronin back. And I find it interesting because a lot of people are like, ugh, I don't like seeing Ronin in the island because Ronin in the island is out of character or something. Which
No,
to
he's
me,
not.
no, he's not. He's not out of character.
Right.
He is morally gray. He's always going to do what he wants for himself because he's selfish, and that is he's selfish to a certain extent, which is
He's
why
rough-
what happens in, I guess, the prison arc for Ronin for the 5 minutes that we see him sort of bothered me the first time around, and it'll only either be rectified or not rectified depending on if. Well, actually, now we know he is going to do something, so it probably does not bother me. But when it did happen, seeing Lloyd claim, "Oh, you're selfish. You only do stuff for yourself," or something to that extent, sort of was like, man, but he did help you guys multiple times.
But the thing
And-
is, Lloyd wasn't in
And
his
like
own
the
body
way
when that
Ronin
happened.
looked at him right
Yeah.
after, it almost looked like he just wanted to say, bruh, I helped you a couple of times. What are you talking about?
Yeah, because
The main time where Ronin was helping them was when Lloyd was possessed.
Right.
this is true. This is also true.
And at Hands of Time when he helped join in the fight against the Vermilion.
Yeah,
That
the
is
big
also
game, like,
true.
the part of
And
time-
Skybound does not count.
Hands of Time is the only season where Ronin hasn't just up and betrayed the ninja. Like, even Day of the Departed, like, the only reason why he was at the junkyard was because he was going to rob Jay's parents.
Yeah, true indeed. Oh, Ronin. Ronin is just a very interesting character.
I
Like
really
me,
like the
but-
scene with Ronin because
Yes.
it's, the conflict that he has with Lloyd is really cool because it shows us things about both of them, and I think you can see that Lloyd is really looking at things from a kind of black and white perspective, and he's really looking down on these criminals, and it's kind of ironic because him and the ninja they just committed a crime, and
He has
it's,
no room to talk.
Yeah.
Ronin, he's trying to make a good life for himself. He's not putting himself on any sort of pedestal morally, and it's just it's really cool to see that, and I really can't wait to see what's going to happen when he, because we're pretty sure based on the trailer that he is going to do something good in the future part of Crystalized. So it's
Yes.
either Lloyd's words that change his mind or something else, and I'm really interested in what it's going to be.
Me
I'm
too.
really excited for that, but yeah, you can go.
And also that line, maybe we're not all fit to be heroes.
Maybe all of us aren't cut out to be heroes.
Hmm.
I think of evil Lloyd, but that's not gonna happen.
Honestly,
still.
that line says a lot about Ronin, though. So that'll be very interesting to see how they exactly, just play around with that.
I
And
know, we need a Ronin
part two.
backstory.
Yes, please.
That would be so
I'd take
dope.
that
Bro,
any
just
day.
The one thing that
Just
I'm like,
make Shadow of
kinda-
Ronin canon.
But that's not like a
Just
full
like we-
backstory,
yeah, we
though.
still-
Game.
backstory
I'm not
for
going
that.
to play a game.
That's a
Bro,
semi backstory, and that's more so just of how the ninja know him, not what he
yeah.
did before that.
I just hope that, since we know that from the trailer, Kilo and Ultraviolet will be helping them too. So obviously they're gonna need some kind of, maybe not redemption, but they need some kind of okay, we'll help you arc. I just hope that they separate Ronin from that and don't have him just like be grouped in with all of them and like all of them at once are just like, yeah, like we'll help you to save Ninjago and like not I'll die. Like I hope Ronin kind of gets his own reasons aside from that.
Because like that would more so categorize him as like a full-on villain to a certain extent, or having been one. And to me, Ronin was never just a villain. He was a morally gray guy doing shit to survive in a way. So.
Rocking that chaotic neutral.
Yeah, the chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral.
So any other prison arc stuff? Yeah.
We talk about the other villain that the ninja exchanged some words with at Kryptonium season.
Pythor.
The myth, the legend,
The
Pythor.
chat of the council.
Oh, I am going to. Bill, I am really mad that we haven't had a Pythor and Lloyd interaction.
Yes.
I hate that it's Kai as the. I mean, you see Lloyd in the background being like internally freaking out. I mean, I guess
He just has this look on his face where he's like,
I know this guy. I do not like this guy.
I want to beat up this guy.
No, but
want to beat the crap out of this guy.
He holds back Kai from beating up Pythor, which is like.
Well, they used to be best friends.
Yeah. I know, but.
Yeah, I mean,
Master of the Mountain, I think, or it's secret.
They say losing a friend is worse than a breakup.
Oh,
that Lloyd.
Which is true.
It's
that
a
Lloyd.
secret.
You can't say I didn't try. Sorry. Yeah. What was I talking about?
Pythor being not getting
Right on
interactions with
Master of the
Lloyd and
It's
something else.
unfair. It's unfair because we have like Pythor's back. Like that's a line he says in the Wild Brain era, but he has no reaction whatsoever to Pythor being back.
And Pythor doesn't have makeup in prison. He lost his eyeliner.
Yeah, I'm still salty about that.
Yeah, so sad.
You know
just
what?
like the shot where like his face lights up with the spider is just so ugly because it's just like, just give him some
why?
His mascara, bro.
Why he
Give him
joins the
really
Crystal-
long eyelashes.
Yassify Pythor.
Just use
Blink,
dirt
blink,
if you have
blink,
to.
blink.
Give us something.
Blink,
Do you
blink.
want to know why?
Hashtag not my Pythor.
Know why he joins the Crystal King? He was promised a lot of Sephora gift cards.
Yeah.
All the credits that joke goes to at
Me.
Lila almond petal. I don't know. We'll put it in the.
Yeah, I can edit it.
Anyway. Okay, perfect.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shoutouts now.
You're
Lila.
welcome. We love you.
Lila's hilarious. I love her stuff.
I don't know
Oh
you.
yeah.
She has to join us someday. Okay, back.
Yeah,
But
guest
yeah,
star.
I feel like
Guests.
a Pythor and Lloyd reaction because that is uncalled
Live
for.
Lloyd.
Live Pythor reaction.
I do
Okay.
hope that Hound Dog McBrog gets some character development because I do think that he would be a really funny character.
I imagine he comes back.
He's already a funny character.
Well, I
love
mean,
him.
like,
He
especially
can just
because
become
we don't
more
have,
funny.
Yeah, we don't have a character like this in Ninjago already, like the stereotypical cowboy, like the warden from Holes. And I just feel like
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, the whole prison arc
It's
reminded me of
more
Holes.
than-
Yeah.
They're just like, this is just movie Holes now.
and just to see like a backstory for him and like character development for him
We
besides
don't
just
need a
being the cowboy
backstory.
character.
I would love to see all that, and it's the same kind of thing with like the new ninja, but I feel like those two, like him and like the new ninja, are kind of similar in the sense that like they're introduced as like enemies of the ninja, and like it just seems more likely that they'd end up as like some of the crystal zombies that they'd be fighting instead of being part of the resistance.
True.
Even though it'd be so much better to see them in the resistance, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like
Just, like,
Hound Dog
kinda one-off
McBrog would be more likely
characters.
to be a zombie.
Yeah, they
think
kind of seem more like
crystal
obstacles.
Wait, what?
Okay, what's
The,
with the crystal zombie thing?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
the
not a
thing.
spoiler
Theory?
because
I
it
don't
was
know.
It's in the sets.
In the set
And like the
description,
set description
but in
somewhere.
addition to the Vengestone army, there will allegedly be zombified Ninjago city citizens in the villain faction.
I'm
Lame.
excited for that.
I know, that sounds so exciting.
Yeah.
It's a zombie
I bet they'll
apocalypse.
taste delicious, like juicy drop pops.
Oh no.
I'd rather just have the Vengestone army.
I swear, if Skylor becomes a zombie, I'm throwing hands. Whoever wrote that.
She
Get
turns
wrecked.
to a zombie
Get
while
wrecked.
Kai's holding her.
No.
Don't leave me.
Get dunked on shit.
Don't leave me.
I love you.
Mia,
No.
don't leave me. I love you.
With you.
I gotta be honest.
I gotta be honest, Nia.
Nia.
Oh my
I
god.
gotta be honest.
We are peak comedy.
We have fun here at Not A NINJAGO Cult.
We are hilarious. Please give us a like.
Not to toot our own
No, not
horn.
peas.
So,
We
the ninja
Oh,
break
well,
out
this
at
is
some
interesting.
point. And so
With that sick ass
okay.
Kai scene.
Yes, and the sick ass
Oh.
scene, and they split up, and then we get 2 other episodes. We get the benefit of grief. Yeah, my brain. And then we get the one. Yes.
I was gonna say, before we dive too much into this, I feel like this is a good time to talk about a certain character that returned and helped them break out and kind of got sidelined after that.
Oh yeah, that's important. She is important. Let's talk about Nia.
I don't know if I would say sidelined yet, considering based on the trailer, she's going to get a lot of focus with part
She
2.
will, but she basically just got back, and it's a little strange that, like, as soon as she returns, it's not about her anymore. It's only
And
about
it's
the
like the
ninja.
whole first half of the season too. She's kind of
Yeah, like, I
being
trust that they
dead.
will use her
Like,
enough in the rest of the season, but just, like, that soon after she gets brought back, it's just, like, she's basically irrelevant, which I hate saying.
Break out of
It's
jail.
really sad.
Oh, hi, I'm back. Yeah, and
Welcome
also
back,
like with
Lena.
her wrestling with self-doubt about like trying to be useful on the team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which she's
Like you were
always been
Samurai
going
X for
through.
how many years?
Yeah, like a big thing about Nia, like it was a big point that I touched upon in that long thread that I did, just like analyzing her character. But like everything that happens to her, that's like most of the bad things that happen to her are about like her wanting to have this role that she makes for herself, and then someone else taking it away from her, like someone like forcing a role upon her. Like Wu is like, you need to be the water ninja, and Natakan's like, you need to be my wife, that kind of thing. And then right when she like becomes comfortable with like the only like choice that she made herself aside from Samurai X, which was taken from her, was merging with the ocean and becoming like just full on water. And like, yeah, it was her choice to merge back too, but like her identity is just like once again stripped from her.
Mhm.
That's such an interesting arc for her. And,
Yeah, but at least on the bright side, like she does get to choose her own identity again. Like it was her decision to become Samurai X, so
True.
she does have
Yeah,
that.
exactly. She's now gonna like figure all this new stuff out now that she's powerless. You know,
Yeah.
now that
I
her
do love
face
her
and
as
like greatest
Samurai
fears
X,
are
though.
now right
Yeah,
then and there.
it is
With
a
all
2
that.
steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. Like not everything goes against what she wants, but like it's still sad.
I love when the way that Kelly Metzger delivers the lines when Nia is like trying to like move all the stuff out of her room. She's like, well, I'm no longer an elemental master, so I don't need to train anymore. And she sounds really, really sad, and it pulls on my heartstrings.
Yeah, she sounds
Yeah,
so
it was like-
upset, but is trying so hard to cover it.
It
You see
reminded
that
me of when
you
she
can
was
tell.
upset after Seabound, when she was like losing her power. It was like that, but like just done better in like a way that makes you feel for her more, instead of just being like, oh, she's being really ignorant. Like this time it's like, oh, she's like actually going through some like really, really tough stuff, which she was in Seabound too, but it's just like better represented here, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's better written, even like Oh yeah.
I like this season more than Seabound for sure so far.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Honestly,
wonder
yeah.
how well it'll hold up by the end. I hope it holds up by the end.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna wait, but I hope I do.
So are we ready to talk about the benefit
The
of grief?
call.
I believe we are.
Okay.
Oh.
So the benefit. I
And
mean,
we finally got
Benefit of
the
Grief gets
Sally
its own section.
song.
Yes.
People can roast me for this, but I think The Benefit of Grief is a good episode, but I think it's overrated.
I
agree.
have a hot
I
take for that
agree.
episode. I think it's overrated in the quality of it in of itself, but it means a lot personally to me.
Mhm.
But, like,
So
Sally, a character, but she shouldn't be like.
She
she's
like I
not-
wouldn't.
You cut out.
I know. I cut myself off. Okay. I was gonna say something very controversial.
Go.
Please.
Say
hot
it.
takes are
I-
welcome here.
I
Hot
agree
takes are
with
welcome
you
here.
wholeheartedly.
We all have hot takes. So
But yeah, I think she's a good character, but like she serves her purpose as a one-off thing, and I don't know how they're gonna bring her back in a way that doesn't feel forced.
Yeah, I'd honestly
mean,
rather she didn't get brought back.
The only way they could do it is if, like, either she's zombified citizen, she for some reason joins the resistance, or I don't know, a cameo of some kind. I
Or
feel
like her parents are
Imagine
zombified
if
and she
she-
calls the ninja for help or
Imagine
something
if
like that.
she joins the ninja and then she sings her song and then that's what gets all the
No! Wait, no! Wait!
Wait.
The two truths and a
Move on to
lie.
something.
The two truths and the lie has
no,
the weekend fucking whip as an option. Does she fucking sing the song?
She sings the
No!
whip and it saves every
Oh my god!
Imagine like this big culmination of like all the events in Ninjago gets like ended by just everybody doing karaoke.
If
It's
they
like
do
the
that,
ending
I'll
of-
eat my hat.
Maybe she's-
Oh my
It's like the
God.
ending of
really
It Too.
Playing it.
Ninjago
Oh.
musical.
They just sing a song and everything goes back to normal.
The
It's
power
fine
of
now.
friendship.
That reminds me of Adventure Time's ending,
Oh my gosh.
When they all sing a
With
song.
me,
where they just blasted the song.
butterflies
Lies
and-
and deep.
If that happens, though, I will eat my hat.
Imagine that's how Crystalized
Don't
ends.
eat your hat.
This little epilogue episode.
I will jump into my washing machine and turn it on.
No! we don't.
God.
We at Not A Ninjago Cult do not condone doing that.
I do.
This is slowly just getting more and more PG.
Dangerous.
Well, it is the server.
Highway to
It is not a Ninjago.
Yeah, we like to give our audience the most authentic, not a Ninjago Cult experience.
Exactly. Why fake
I-
a reaction when you can make a real one?
Hey. So, I like Sally's song. That's a good song. Cute.
It's okay.
Yeah, when you said I like Sally, my echo turned on because I thought you said I'm not gonna say it, but
Hey, yo.
Oh my god.
No, finish that sentence.
I don't think it's
Sally's
the
song
best
is
song in the
okay.
world, but
Yeah,
it's
I'm not really
nice.
a
It's a
person
nice
that
song.
likes pop music, but I didn't think it was a bad
Yeah.
I
song.
okay.
agree.
I
It's well
appreciate
mixed.
it. So, like,
Yeah,
wouldn't
I know a
listen
lot
to
of
it.
people that really like it.
I feel like that's the most hilarious thing. She's like, "Oh, I made it myself," and I'm just here like someone who mixes a lot, and I'm like, "You put a lot of work into that to make the mixing
Yeah.
that good."
Like the other
You
thing
can
is, she
tell
doesn't
easy
even seem
work
like
on me.
smart enough to be able to make it herself.
I know
she
how
sounds
old
like
is
a
she
pic-
supposed to be?
Her parents like the reason they
Considering
live
she's-
out in the middle of nowhere is that they paid a lot of money to get her a bunch of music supplies.
And
They live in an abandoned house.
She moves away.
Guy.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't
they have a prune farm.
There's some hillbilly family.
Hillbilly family.
Sally,
Her
you
song
didn't
should have
get
been
the
like
crops.
Western, like ragtag.
Sally, you didn't get the crops.
Not Western, Southern.
We should do a country cover.
No.
Oh
Yes.
my goodness, yes.
Only you would
No,
want to do
you-
that.
Okay,
I
guys,
could.
back to normal. Back to
Yes,
This
back
is
on
normal.
topic, guys.
What is
Normal.
normal?
Okay,
What do you mean? This is normal the whole
question.
time.
Yeah.
but so we're almost at the end of the prison arc. So
And then we can move
Fugidove
on
and
to-
Jay.
Fuji Dove.
I say like I say it like that because of archive Quittin or whatever. She said it like that like 12 times.
Fuji.
Wait.
Bro,
Kitten.
my favorite, bro, my favorite character,
Yes.
Fuji.
Fuji Dove, like the apple.
Yeah.
What?
Like the
I need a
apple?
fan art right now.
Now we just
You
need
need
an
a Fuji
edit of. Yeah. Oh my god, just an edit of Fugitive as an apple. I will take that.
Fuji.
Oh,
It
yeah.
reminds me of there's this like person on Twitter who got into this thing. They what's it called? Photoshopped Lloyd's face onto a green apple and called it Lloyd. And I'm
Oh
Lloyd
my
would
gosh.
taste like green apple.
what?
I would taste like
If you were to
raspberry.
eat Lloyd, he would taste like green apple.
No. Like eat a Lloyd minifig. Tastes
I
like.
hope.
Okay. Honestly, I might eat my golden Lloyd just to test this theory.
Yeah, you'll have to tell me what it tastes like.
Do not.
No.
Oh my
Do it
gosh,
for
do
science.
not.
Do it for me.
It's for
It
science!
obviously wouldn't taste like green apple because it's gold.
Yeah, it would taste like gold apple.
If you don't hear from me in 15 minutes,
No,
bye-bye.
don't do it, MK.
Do it.
Oh my
Do
gosh.
do not.
It's not
Yes.
I love
do
how
it.
there's two I love how there are two sides here. Half of you are like yes, and the other half is like no.
There are two types of people.
Do it for science. That's the most important thing.
Oh my gosh.
Trump
Okay,
all
so
What ends
back
the
on
prison
track
arc?
though. What ends the prison arc? That's what I was trying to get to. So Fugitive, Jay, and Lloyd all get to the place that Twitchy Tim is, and they all hang out for a second before getting caught by the guy, the McBragg guy.
McBragg.
Alright, I'm back.
McBragg.
Yeah, Brog. Yeah, and Fugitive sacrifices himself in an act of courage.
I'd like to
And he
acknowledge
said,
the little lava
"Remember
moment
me."
before that where Cole was running up to them and Kai just immediately assumed he was gonna hug him.
Yes.
Aww.
I have so many screenshots of that.
And thusly, they all leave, and Kai says "F the police" and blows up a car, and they leave.
Listen, is he wrong?
Boys.
And I think
Was
that's
he
the end
wrong
of the
in
prison
doing
arc.
wrong?
I'm pretty sure, right?
I guess
I don't know.
Dareth just stays at Twitchy Tim's.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, what's up with
Yeah.
Dareth?
Wait,
Best
he's an aid. Wait a second.
Okay.
He's an aid in helping out, so he would go to
He gets
jail,
arrested?
right? He should
Oh
go
my
to
god,
jail.
he would.
Yeah, he would.
Dareth's in
He's
prison
a-
right now.
He can
Aw.
represent himself in court.
Right,
Oh,
Oh
right.
my
what about
god.
me?
And
What
he'll
about
win.
Mia? Wouldn't she technically go to jail too?
Well, they technically
Technically,
didn't see her, so they can't
Yeah, they
convict
didn't
her.
see her.
They
Yeah.
kind
That
of
is
staged
true.
it, so it
Yeah,
looked
she's a
like she
ninja.
stopped the escape thing. But it was too late. Wink.
Yes.
Wink, wink.
So, is there anything else of the prison arc? Do you think? I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
Also, I made an interesting discovery.
Uh-oh.
Golden
do I want-
Golden Lloyd tastes really sweet.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't eat anything.
Wait,
Do it
what?
again.
Don't eat any more of it. Okay.
Do it again. Do it again.
Do it again.
mean?
Just do
Like
it
it just
again,
like
just do
tastes
it
like
again.
sugar, or it tastes like chocolate.
It kind of tastes like sugar.
Oh, I was hoping for the latter, but that's okay too.
Chocolate has
Oh my
sugar.
gosh.
I
It's
mean,
going for an hour and 6 minutes already. No,
I
like
know.
Thank
Maybe-
you
Oh my
for
god. Is anybody
Thank-
watching? Comment
thanks for the
Um,
time. Yeah.
Gru if you're still watching.
Comment
Yeah,
what your
alright.
favorite minifig tastes
yeah,
like.
yeah. Comment 3 tickets for Rise of Gru if you're still watching.
Is that
Okay.
a joke? Because I feel like it's not a joke, but people are saying it is a joke. So I'm like,
No, it's not a joke. Like people, it's actually a good movie apparently.
Well, that's nice.
That's
Change of pace.
Crazy, man.
Last I heard,
No, that is a plot twist for
Daily
me.
Warlord was gonna dress up in a suit and tie to go watch the movie.
I was
Well,
tonight,
that's
and that's
the
why I
only way
thought
you
I wasn't
can.
really making the podcast. It's
gotta
like
be
Morbius, and
fancy.
people actually wanted to see it.
Hell yeah.
Bro, what are you talking
Honestly, it's
about?
worth it
You're all
more probably
busy
than
that
Morbius.
weekend.
Yeah, I was doing laundry when Morbius was in theaters. I couldn't go.
I was asleep both times, which we all know.
I was simping for Skylor too much, as usual.
I was drawing all day.
Yeah, we all missed
You were
it.
just all busy that weekend.
They have to release it again.
Yeah, released it the third time.
Still don't know what
I
Morbius
just fucking love that
hacking.
that freaking
I'm sorry,
art-
what? You still don't know what Morbius is eventually?
No, I don't.
Keep it that way.
It's-
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
This is a
Honestly,
pure mind. Do not let
Morbius
him know.
deserves to be forgotten.
This was just
at
not
any rate.
Ninjago in the smallest.
Guys, at any rate, we gotta get on to the Arc 3. We don't.
Let's talk about
we're-
Lloyd's trauma now. We gotta
Yes,
get here
it's
now.
the Council Infiltration
Oh
Arc.
I think
Let's
there
do
were
this.
plenty
About
of good
time.
memes in this. The memes
Among
are
Us.
mwah, chef's kiss, you know?
Among Us.
Unfortunately, there's an imposter among us.
Also the name, also the acronym of the council.
Yeah.
Nah, not here. Not
Don't say it.
We
Don't
have-
say it.
sorry, guys. Sorry.
Say it, just don't.
Figure that
Not
out.
here.
Hear that.
Not
I
here.
will say-
Maybe.
I will say.
Maybe if we eventually
You
do
will
a
get
Ninjago
kissed.
Cult After Dark, perhaps, but not here.
Although I would love to interview Tommy and ask if that was in mind when they came out.
I know, if they did it
Of
on
course it
purpose.
doesn't mind.
Oh
Have
my
you
God.
seen? Have you seen? Tommy doesn't refer to acronyms with the little like I think he calls Master of the Mountain MOM.
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 Mom, that was,
Mom.
wasn't
Like,
wasn't
he
that
doesn't
the
count-
original tweet?
He doesn't count like the
The articles.
you know. So
Yeah.
Council of.
I
At
did
any
like
rate,
that
though-
all the villains were like put together and it kind of like all the villains in Ninjago are so goofy and I love them and I love that they're all in a room interacting with each other.
Yeah, I've said
Yeah.
this before, but the shot
This is
of
one of the whack. This was one of the most whack teams, man.
Yeah.
the
You have
shot
to
where,
explain
like,
It's
Lloyd
a
enters
weirder
the room,
version of the Sinister Six.
where Lloyd enters
Bro,
the
what are you
table
talk-
room and like
what
it
are you
zooms out
talking
and you
about?
see all of the villains just like sitting around there at once. That's like the moment where like the season didn't really have like one concise storyline at that point, but then when it zooms out and you see all the villains together, for me that was like the oh shoot, like yeah, this has been happening and like this is what
Like,
we have to
everything
deal with
ties
now.
This
together.
is the plot. Here you
Yeah,
go, guys.
everything, it was like the culmination of like all the invitation stuff is like yeah, like this is big.
hmm
King of Angels, you've been invited
I'm
to
dumb,
join the
and I
cult.
forgot what the first episode of the Council Information Arc technically is. So can someone
Aspheera.
tell me?
The end
I mean,
like,
for
of
me, after
I guess
rewatching the
it's
whole
kind
thing
of
today,
connected.
I think it would be the second last episode, episode 11,
Good
because
feeling.
that's when they really just like start.
Only the
You-
second half of that episode though, because
Barbecue
before it switches.
bacon burger.
Oh yeah, true.
Ooh,
Barbecue
let's go
bacon burger.
Bacon burger!
Get
That's
sweet.
what I'd say.
I
Part of the
can't
arc.
I-
Canon.
hear the signals a bit.
Oh, I can't hear you.
Well,
The signal.
if there's not much else to say, let's talk about the best
The
part
Crystal
of
King.
the Crystal King. Yes,
Wait, like Crystal King or like the episode?
the
Just him
episode.
in general.
Or you can be him too if you want, but
I'm
know.
gonna say,
I mean, we
like,
didn't
I'll
technically
never
meet him
forget,
yet.
like,
The name
this
sounds
scene where we got. I don't know if I'm jumping ahead too. If I talk about the reveal, am I jumping too far ahead?
No.
nah.
Yeah, we can circle back and talk.
Yeah.
At this
Where the
point, let's
reveal
just,
is.
it's all fair game now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we're at the end almost
Okay.
They
anyway.
said
So.
it in the trailer.
Okay.
Let's just get into it now.
When we got to the reveal, and as soon as she started singing "Spiders in the House," I kid you not. I kid you not. I paused my phone, threw my phone on my bed, and just like did laps around my room, just like jumping up and down, just like, oh my god, it's happening.
Spiders in
I was
my
spoiled that
eyes.
scene, but like I also I still had the like holy shit kind of like feeling like oh my god.
When those
Yeah.
episodes dropped, I was packing up to go home from college.
Aw.
My mind was just like, "Ugh, there's so much happening all at once."
Hmm. That's the mood.
No matter how many times I've seen that ending, I am just left with complete chills. I just feel terrified. And I just
Damn.
feel like, holy shit, the dead
Bro,
are
Lena-
speaking to
Alina
us
was
right
probably
now.
worried as fuck.
So, Alina, how did you
now's a
feel?
good time to
Yeah,
talk about
Alina.
Lloyd.
Yeah.
About
Alina, we want to
Lloyd.
know what you think.
I had panic.
We have to get your thoughts on this.
I think what they put Lloyd through is just it hurt.
True.
it was like kind of dark. I mean, like it was kind of dark. Yeah,
It was dark.
It's very
It was
dark.
kind of dark. Tried to kill him.
I think the people don't talk like the juxtaposition of all of your greatest enemies standing over you while you're like basically paralyzed and unable to do anything, and then her singing a song about going to sleep while he's like obviously like trying not to like succumb to like
Like, pass
unconsciousness, but you
Mhm.
really succumb to unconsciousness sounds cooler.
You're the writer.
True.
Exactly. You're the writer here, not us.
It's I think it's a very dark scene, and it really takes a turn for the worse for him, and it really I don't think he's going to be the same, and I think we're going to see that.
Also, the fact
Why do you
that
think
like
we
a
have
whole bunch
Oni
of
in the
people
Lloyd?
jumped onto the fandom during the core season, which is like, blah blah, have nice.
Yeah, the
fun times.
juxtaposition.
Happiness and rainbows jumps into the show.
Yeah, it's
What
like
is
this is what you
this?
guys are actually gonna have to deal with now.
I
Kids
love
had
the
their
part-
fun. Kids had fun. Now it's the real men's turn.
We were in practice mode. The real game's gonna begin now. Here, that's what my mind was
This is-
thinking.
As Anakin said, this is where the fun begins.
Tommy when writing the next 3,000th trauma for Lloyd.
Poor Lloyd.
Bro.
That's like the thesis statement. Poor Lloyd.
How much you want to bet
of
that's
this
the right?
entire
How
episode.
much you want to bet that's the writers' room? Like, all right, how do we come up with a new trauma for Lloyd?
I think they
Tommy
get
once say on Twitter, like, Lloyd was a character made to suffer. So.
I mean,
Unfortunately,
look at,
yes.
I mean, really think about him.
I'm thinking.
I thought about it.
Took a second to think about it.
I just
we all paused.
yeah.
We all
We
really
all
were thinking
paused
about
to take in the Lloyd trauma.
Going
A
back
moment
to
of
like
silence
the,
for
Every
Lloyd.
season,
Moment of silence.
unleashing the snakes, fighting his dad.
Dealing with a toxic, not girlfriend who is terrible and crazy.
Toxic friend.
Terrible.
His dad
will-
nearly killing him.
Sorry,
I
that
did.
was
Dad
my.
disowning him.
So sad.
God. His uncle being an
Dealing
Dealing
ass.
with his
I have
almost
no
sister,
son.
or basically sister, dying and turning into water, just come back again.
For
Meeting his grandpa.
really does something to someone.
real. He did. He met his.
I don't
I don't
think
think
meeting
he
his
knows,
grandpa.
like-
Meeting his grandpa in
I don't
the
think he really.
afterlife.
He doesn't
Yeah,
really remember.
Did his
Yeah.
grandfather like offer him death as a reward or something?
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah.
"Hey,
It was.
great
I
job, kid. What
I
have you
viewed it
done?"
more so as
Wow.
ultimate knowledge and like that
Okay.
kind of thing.
Okay,
But
let me give you my opinion. He's like, yo, bro,
okay.
I've been seeing you've got a lot of shit going your way. You know, would you like to die?
That's
Yeah.
basically what happened.
Would you like peace
Like-
now?
I've been seeing you saying you're very stressed. Would you like to die?
Listen. If Wu or Garmadon dies, they better meet their father. That's all
That's
I
what
gotta
I'm
say.
saying. Give them the beautiful ride into the sunset conclusion where they go on the golden
Like have
dragon. with
just
the
Exactly, have them
shot
hop on
of
the
just
dra-
them meeting, like getting ready to meet the first Fantasy Master, and then the camera moves up.
Make it Garmadon, man.
You see the face of this first Fugitives master?
We see the face.
Bro,
It's just one.
I don't want to see it. No.
The face is like, you know,
Mechanic.
the really, really old. No, I was like the really, really old Lego faces.
No,
Like the black
it's
eyes.
just not his face is just like a mix between Oni and Dragon.
nah, his face is
It's
just
only
blank.
Garmadon.
There's nothing on it.
It's only got
I
one
like
face.
interpretation where it's like ever changing. It like changes into a bunch of different faces of like a bunch of different people, and it's I
That'd
like
be cool.
That's like that monkey from
Yeah.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's
That, like
terrifying.
stole people's faces. That's what that reminded me
Oh
of.
yeah.
I've never seen The Last Airbender, so I don't know what
It's
you're
I
on
want to watch
about.
it more. Another thing, going back to the just like Crystal King stuff in general, I really love how like they kind of went for like the creepy vibes instead of like it's menacing, but like it's kind of like got some horror elements like between Harumi's song and just like how creepy that is, and also just the theme with like this, like the theme with like these like kind of like crystal sounding percussion like beat. It just sounds so like off putting and just like kind of
Also,
unsettling.
the fact
It's really
that the little tingy
Love-
noise whenever the Kabuki mask invites the people
The what,
to the
whenever?
council is the melody of the spider song, and then when it plays, when she starts singing, that's when it is like, oh.
Can't
I
you
never
sense
noticed
it?
that.
Can't you feel it?
I don't-
I never noticed that until you just.
Me neither. Yeah, I know it was like
Yeah,
I don't
credit to Sathasilis and the soundtrack server for pointing that out.
that's
Can't
cool.
you sense it, Lloyd?
Hell yeah.
Can't you feel it? I'll give you a clue.
That's a really good line.
That voice is just so menacing, and touching on like what Trish
Andrew
said
Francis
earlier,
is the
just
real
like,
MVP of this season.
and like touching upon what Trish said earlier, just really has this just dark and sinister whole tone to it. It just really just gets to your skin.
I love the part where Pythor ambushes Lloyd, like using his invisibility. And I think Alina pointed it out on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this happened before. It's like, oh my gosh.
That's
Why
honestly
didn't
my
he use
favorite
that
part of
against
the
the new
whole
ninja?
fight scene there.
They really have Pythor like using his power like a lot more efficiently. Like between that and I don't know, like if I bring up one of the clips, am I allowed to do that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler alert for anyone who doesn't want to hear this.
Yeah,
Including
like,
me.
I won't go into detail, but like there's the clip of Pythor in a later episode fighting, and he's just like switching in and out of being invisible, and it's just like very very fluid. And, like we haven't really
He's
seen
got-
him fight like that
That's
before.
yeah.
He tries to.
Is that the one
he
in the? Is that the
We're
one
not going to
in the
use that word,
Samurai
but he tried to fight
X
here
Nope.
in the hangar bay.
Yeah, that's
I
the
think
one where
we-
he tries to.
You are on a thin line.
MK, we will
You are
not be
a
using
thin
that
line.
We're
word.
looking at you.
We will not be using that
MK?
word.
You are on a thin line.
The magic is we can cut it out in post. Woo!
Oh, now that's the real danger there.
There are
Tyler.
worse things on YouTube.
Honestly,
Not
like, I want
us.
to say something about like the Council of the Crystal King episode. It's just like it feels like this episode is very representative of the stakes and tension throughout this whole season, because here everything just spirals completely out of control.
Everyone is
Everything falls apart just so quickly, and you really get to see just how the ninja are just so helpless to just really stop everything that's just going on around them, no matter how hard they try. And that's just honestly, that just makes me very empathetic with these characters so much more here. And you just really want things to get better, but it's just getting worse and worse.
They really thought they were onto something with their plan, but this is just their big slap in the face.
That makes me very worried with how things will end this season, but I guess whenever you're ready, we can talk about what we think will happen next in part
Well,
2.
no, I'm still talking about Lloyd.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, go
back
ahead,
on.
go ahead. Yeah. We went on like a tangent.
No.
I am your honorary Lloyd enthusiast. I can't talk. I'm sorry, I
what do
just
you mean
came back from
honorary?
work and I'm very tired.
Gather your thoughts.
Lloyd.
So I think this also, I forgot to talk about it, but there's been several moments in which Lloyd has like been off the rails in Crystalized, which is like kind of
Really?
hint, Oni, hint, Oni.
Blink, blinkety blink blink.
Blink, 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 blink. Eyebrow
I'm
wiggle.
winking here.
Are you saying blink? No.
Blink.
No. Blink, blink.
Blink. Okay. We have this. So first is a situation where he's like, he freaks out over like Kai being like, ninja never quit, and he's like, and which is sad because
Don't. Just
literally-
don't.
Do you want to know who's the first person to use that phrase?
Lloyd.
In Ninjago?
Lloyd.
Him. Because ninja never quit,
Now the
Funny
tables have
how a word
turned.
he said.
and that's
Funny
from
how
the
a
final
word he
battle.
says.
That's from the final battle.
That was.
Shows
Did they
us.
really
Little
not
did
say
they
that
know
until the
they-
final
It
battle?
wasn't the final
Yep.
battle. You know who is coming back.
Yeah,
It was
true,
called
true.
It was
Final
the final battle, I believe.
So
I
it
don't
was.
think because he says, and ninja never quit.
And then they all
I think-
explode.
Now I
No, he
gotta
has a
rewatch
broken
that
leg. He's like,
episode.
if Sensei doesn't have a lesson, then I do.
Wait,
We should dub over that episode.
And it's like, bunch of kids. Whatever. And we have learned the ancient way of the ninja, and ninja never quit.
hell yeah.
That's like basically what he says. Anyways, so now he's like jaded by the same words that he's actually like he basically introduced to the team, which is kind of like, I like that. I think that's very cool. Another thing is we see him like freak out, and like even Cole is like, hey dude, calm down, when the new ninja are like, he's scared of them replacing them.
About the fact that we're being replaced.
We're not being replaced.
We're just under
Why is
humanity.
you guys it's like so angry at them for not like realizing? And then I would say third time we see it is when he's in jail, and he's with in the like meeting the masked person, and he like rams himself into like the
Into
what is
the
it called?
window.
Glass. Yeah, and we really don't see Lloyd usually being that aggressive in like any combat, especially when it's like it's just a change in his, and we see this happen. Okay, something spoiler. This
Of course,
the
the
way
fight.
that he rams into like the eye of the glass is gonna be used again because it's
Crazy.
a signal of like aggression, and that's what we're
Me, an empath, he is being aggressive.
He is looking respectfully.
That has nothing to do with that.
Shut up.
okay.
Continue.
He's really giving me major carry vibes here, not gonna lie.
So, but I would say that situation also, I think this Lloyd has spent the last 3 seasons trying to get over Harumi, trying to get over all of these
Emotions.
he's trying to get he's spent the last 3 years getting over Harumi. He spent the last 3 years getting over what happened in March of the Oni in the Oni trilogy. And then we hit episode 7. And then it all crashes when he sees that person who's like, I want to see you suffer. I want you to die. And he's like, oh, who could that be? And I think a really cool detail that people don't notice about that scene is that when he's running after her, she disappears into the elevator.
You dig
Do you get
too
it?
deep into these scenes.
Oh,
Secretly
Oh my gosh.
Harumi.
Oh.
I'm not looking too deep into it. It's for a
Yes,
reason.
you are.
What?
no. She has a
Oh,
point.
yeah, can we also
Yeah, she
talk
does.
about the part
Or
where the mask gets reflected into his face in the
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
Symbolism.
good one too.
I put that on Twitter and everyone was like, whoa. Yeah,
Look at
it reflects exactly on his face. I think he definitely, when he saw the mask, he was like, oh shoot, Oni stuff.
He was like, hey, I remember this
wait,
season.
can I say then, to pair it off that really quick, I love that the animators are thinking that hard about how they like compose even just compose a scene to have that foreshadowing in there.
I know. Ugh.
It makes me very happy. Anyway, continue.
But yeah, so people, okay, you can say that it's I'm reaching with the elevator thing, but I don't think I'm reaching when they probably spent a lot of time doing that elevator scene. They could have done any other scene, or he could have gone down the stairs, but they wasted time on him, like like trying to get the elevator, and the elevator closing is a big I'm
Wait,
freaking
I
out.
didn't think it was wait, are you talking about when she like tips her hat and like the door closes?
No.
Okay.
There's an
So that was
elevator
different.
when he's
There's like
chasing.
an elevator during the chase that they get to,
Yeah.
and Lloyd had to use the stairs.
Oh, because Lloyd falls down, and we have like that scene where he's like
Well, he gets to the
tumbling around.
so he's like, stop. He's like telling Harumi like to like stop, and then she presses the button, and she's like, ha.
Take that.
The elevator like closes, and then he like bangs his arm on the elevator. And then he's like, oh, I need to use the stairs. And then he yeets himself off the stairs.
Yeet.
He's like some action hero
He
afterwards.
uses his epic Tony Hawk skills.
I know, he's amazing.
Grinds down the ramp.
He lands on the ramp. No. I'm shocked he did not get hurt. But he's a Lego, so what am I?
He's Lord.
All damage doesn't exist.
This is the guy that parachuted
And yet, this
down
is the
with a
same
map.
guy that got hit
He's
by a door and
invincible.
basically died.
I'm
True,
gonna
true.
need that. That is the truth. He's like, this
Got
is
hit
not
by
a
a door and
cartoon.
March of the Onion died.
Lloyd,
He
this
got
is
hit
not
by
What
a
is
door.
this? A cartoon? That's never gonna work.
But yeah, so I like that they have that, but I think we see him go through this really weird chain of events in these 20 episodes where he's not really he's kind of a leader, like, but he's not making the best decisions. We know that. That's also carried over from the comics, and the comics have made a big deal of Lloyd just not following what he's basically like supposed to like do by keeping people safe. And like,
He's a
even, like Master
therapist.
Wu was like, Lloyd, I don't think this is the best decision, and Lloyd's like, well, I don't care.
I don't care what you
You're
say,
not my
dude.
dad, uncle.
Yeah.
Which is another thing that I think goes into the becoming like his father bit. We could say more than him becoming more aggressive in fighting styles, or like more sad and like deterred, or
Or moody.
very jaded from other people. That would be a big example of him becoming like his father. But there's a lot, and I think it's really going to end up this weird pulling of like, it's going to be like a tug of war between both sides, and I think that's literally how his arc is going to maybe start and end. Because they've given most of the ninja resolve. They haven't given Lloyd a resolve, because probably this is his season, so I guess people say it's not his season, but I think a lot of it is going to be based on him, considering we hear like a whole Harumi monologue in the trailer.
I think it's a Lloyd season.
I feel like it's gonna be his season, yeah.
Lloyd
The idea of like, the focus seasons don't always entail that it has to only have development for one character.
Mhm.
There are focus seasons with other characters having development and other
Yeah,
things
yeah.
going on.
Technically,
So-
yeah.
Exactly. Like Hunted. Hunted is like,
Hunted just isn't a focus season, in my opinion.
It's
yeah,
a
people
Woo
say it's a Lloyd
season.
focus season. I'm like, no, I don't think so.
It's a Woo season.
I feel
Well,
like
that's what's-
Hunted did more for Cole than it did for Wu.
I think it did
Yeah.
a bit for both of them.
Every day I
actually.
thank the heavens for Hunted Cole.
Yeah.
That was
Hunted
just
Cole,
and Sons of Garmadon Cole too. He was it was just such a
Cole
great
in general.
character.
Hunted and March of the
Amazing.
Oni, or not March of the Oni, Master of the Mountain. God, my brain just thought it has an M in it. But those three are like peak Cole, I think.
Master of
Yeah.
the Mountain was hard.
It did.
So do
Anyway.
we want to talk about theories?
Yeah, are we ready? Yeah, are we ready for
Oh,
talking about what will
okay.
happen in part two?
Sorry, wait. My ADHD just like acted up.
Okay.
Oh,
I feel that. It's a mood.
Can I just end my
No.
little
Yeah, yeah,
tangent on one? Okay.
Yes.
And then, he is stupid and makes more stupid decisions, ends up in this weird place where everyone's like, hey, we want to kill you. And then this thing ends, and we're like, uh-oh. I'm sorry, I sound so
And the fact that
uneducated.
they like ended it on the Harumi reveal is just like, pure goodness.
Love it. Like, it just hits so fucking
The
hard.
cliffhanger.
It's 10 out of 10.
It hurts.
Stuck in the
It was a
lion's den.
perfect place to end the first part.
Yeah, like if they were gonna give us like a long hiatus, it was like a longer-ish hiatus, it would have been there.
This will be a great transition to part 2.
Oh,
Yes, because this was like, I'm glad that we got like all of this at, like, maybe not all at once, but like at least all of it very close together, because this is like setting up the groundwork for the season and like getting like all the Seabound fallout out of the way and all that. And now that we have all this ready, or this like set up for us, we're ready to just dive right into like the real Crystalised and like the real plot that we've all been waiting for.
Oh yeah.
I keep rewatching the part 2 trailer, and I've already lost track of how many times I've freaking watched it.
Well,
Damn, I have a
if
screen
we're talking
recorded.
about part 2, do you guys have any theories about part 2?
I have a few theories, and they're not serious, but I wanted to say them just to kind of kick this off.
So to make sure to make things fair, each of us should at least be able to give one theory.
Yeah.
So go.
So one of my theories is that Harumi ends up in a building that's getting destroyed again, like how she, before, and she gets bonked on the head by a falling potted plant.
That's how they win with the plan.
I hope so.
I think that will happen.
Sonny,
No.
that's something for redemption arc.
Christopher, and how could you betray me like that?
Ernest.
Oh, maybe she gets bonked on the head by a potted plant, and then she gets amnesia.
I'm still
That's
angry
redemption.
I'm still angry that we accidentally came up with that whole Sally place and everything goes back to her work.
Bro.
It's technically a theory,
Hey.
but I don't want it. I don't need it.
Imagine it happens though.
No thanks. It's not what I want in
Yes,
my life.
thanks. Yes, it is.
Yes,
Easy.
thanks.
Don't lie to yourself.
Imagine they're all fighting the Crystal King, and Inner Seal is just playing in the background.
It's like when they're
Someone's
fighting
probably
Devourer with
gonna
the
edit it.
8 speakers, but that with like Inner Steel.
Yeah, we
If
were
it is-
fighting for 1 hour,
Crystallization.
36 minutes.
Oh my gosh! I figured it out. They really found this, like escaping from Vecna thing from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Used this music to get away from the possession.
Steel saves the day. I'm throwing my phone.
I want I can't even talk shit.
You can't.
I want a Ronin redemption arc, but I think we're already getting
Of
that. We know
course.
that. We know we're getting that. So that was what was on my
I just
bingo.
hope he gets a decent
Oh yeah,
amount of
I guess
focus
for
it.
anyone who's in the server or who is not in the server, we did do a bingo thingamajiggy where we were going to cross off what we thought, or like as it happens, what we get correct. So
It's a
join the
bingo
server
of
and you can play with
theories.
us.
Ooh.
Crystalised
Could I go
version
next
theory
week?
bingo. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of
This-
sus. You
the
can play
bingo,
with
the
us.
bingo thing reminded me of how, the whole Echo Zane thing, and
I forgot about him.
Yeah, same. Like when you mentioned bingo, I was like, oh yeah, that was one of the things I came up with. So one of my theories is that Echo Zane will somehow, in some way, have some kind of tie-in to Mr. F. And I know that they like scrapped this plot line, and like it's like they didn't have time to like fit it in, like it wouldn't have worked. But now that they're in a season that's like much longer, it doesn't have to be quite as straight to the point as Sons of Garmadon. It would make sense to me if they reintroduced the plot line, because the big reason why I'm thinking this is because Echo Zane like was not in the lighthouse, and it was made very clear. Like, I feel like the scene of Nia jumping out of the water and like looking around and be like, "Is anybody here? Like, hello?" Like on one hand, it's showing like, yeah, like Jay's gone, the ninja left, but on the other hand, it's like, wait, like people should be here.
Oh
Echo
yeah,
Zane, Tyree should be
she
in
was
there.
there in Seabound, and she remembers Seabound, and she remembers Echo.
Echo Zane, yeah, and she literally just remembered Skybound like a few minutes ago. So like, it feels kind of
Yeah.
intentional to me that they had that extra bit, like just to point out, like, ooh, Echo Zane isn't here. So it just makes me think like it would make sense to have him put back in as Mr. F or Mr. E. And I really hope that like on top of that, I really hope we get a rematch between Zane and Mr. F if it is Mr. E, which I hope it is just him rebuilt.
Me too. To segue on that, Nia. So Nia is now powerless, and I've heard theories thrown around. I don't know how relevant these theories are anymore, but either of her, or I guess one thing that I would have loved to see happen is, I guess, a few more consequences to her sacrifice in Seabound. I guess we have that she is, powerless now, but I have a feeling either she's may gain back her powers at this point, because again, much like with Kai and Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu, his powers eventually came back as well. Yes, such a long name.
Maybe that's where the I just got you back line from the trailer comes from.
Yeah, the saddest thing that they could do with that would be her slowly getting her powers back and slowly once again becoming the ocean. And I would honestly sort of kill to see that happen.
I never thought about that. That would be really good, but really sad. But if Kai got his powers back without any magic or anything, like they just came to him, and Nia got hers stolen in the exact same way as Kai's. So there's nothing stopping her from being able to eventually regain the water powers. Which,
since
you're right.
Aspheera's power wore off on Kai, do you think Nia would turn back into water eventually?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if they also have it slowly happen in the background over this, Lloyd dealing with his shit, like oh no, that would be so sad.
Oh, imagine it happens like in the final. Like one of the things I was kind of hoping for was that we'd have like Nia in her water form, like being able to be like their secret weapon against the Crystal King. And if that happens, like maybe she will get like one last final fight, just like turning into the water dragon. Because like, oh wait, yeah. This is me just getting excited. But like, imagine Nia as the water dragon, and then the 4 ninja merge into the golden ultra dragon. And then we get Oni Lloyd, and like that's the final team against the Crystal King.
Oh yeah!
Hell yeah!
That would be so hype.
I'd love that.
Imagine if Cole becomes a ghost again.
No,
it would be very strange. But no, they would do it.
There's always fanfics, though.
It would probably be the most random thing they could do with the
see the ghost.
Time to write another fanfic.
There's also the fact that a lot of people feel that something's going to. We know the ending's going to be bittersweet in one way or another. Any thoughts on
Kai
that?
may be leaving the series.
Kai may be leaving the series,
which absolutely sucks.
Yeah,
I'm still doubtful over that.
I don't like. I wonder how they'd go about it. Is the question for me. Like, does he die? Does he just straight up leave?
Well, we'll have to find out.
I think if it was going to be like
trolling us. No.
Tell us, Tommy.
But it was Vincent who started it, though, and like Vincent's been known to kind of like have loose lips with this kind of thing, and then 2, it's not like Vincent Tong of all people would be lying to the fans. Like he doesn't really interact enough to, unless like Tommy told him to say that, which I really doubt.
Yeah,
I mean the thing is, like every interaction I've seen with him and Tommy has always been just a very trolly, just like they just like messing with each other a lot. So that's what I've commonly seen.
True.
So I wouldn't be that surprised if he was just messing with all of us as well here.
Only time will tell.
I hope he's messing with us.
I don't want to be
do-
messing with us, man.
I do see Kai leaving more than Lloyd leaving in a way. The Kai is like our people say, oh, it's Wu who's like the Iron Man, but Kai is like the main character who started Ninjago.
That is true.
The first pilot. Him leaving the show would be the end of an era.
Iron Man and Lloyd is Captain America.
Oh,
I still don't think that.
Oh yeah, there's this one
Technically,
theory, kind of going off of that. There's this one theory I saw where like, Lloyd could get his childhood back, kind of like the way Captain America went back and lived his life.
Aww. I mean, Lloyd is someone who sort of deserves it at this point if he wants that to happen, like to get that childhood to get
And it provides an alternative to death, that's good for him.
Yeah. The thing is, like, Lloyd is always about, or at least up until now it's sort of wavering, but again, not quitting. Ninja never quit. So I could see why he wouldn't do that.
I think Lloyd is too, like, he has too much of a sense of, like, duty and responsibility to,
he could not
him
the
to
thing is, like, he couldn't bring himself to die.
Oh my gosh, I almost deleted the video file.
Oh, don't do that. We need that. Good that we have a backup.
Like, for example, he couldn't bring himself to die in March of the Oni because of the sense of duty he has that he's not done. You know.
He really feels like he just has to keep on. protecting
He can't
Ninjago
rest
forever
until-
and ever. It's so sad.
I don't want him to die. That would not be nice for me. That I
I
would.
hope Wu dies.
Please, Tommy.
Oh yeah,
please.
two last dying. I was gonna say last dying theory, but I guess the Wu dying theory. Oh wait, shit! In the Pixel dying, 3 dying
No.
theories.
I hope Pixel doesn't die.
I don't
yeah,
want Pixel
that's
to die.
Garmadon
So freaking
dying
bad.
theory.
Oh man,
Calling back
Pixel.
to our first episode, I said Pixel was my first.
You cut
I don't
out.
want her to die. Oh, I said that Pixel was my first favorite side character. I don't want her to die. She doesn't
Like-
deserve it.
So,
I
like,
know
please
many
tell
of
me.
us are saying like she's gonna die and stuff, but for me, I feel like it's something else than other than dying. Considering they keep bringing attention to the fact that she keeps making these mechs like so quickly, and I
Why
would
do you
She
think-
turns into a mech.
I
Why
would
do you
just pass
think we
this
have
off.
the
She's
It's just like,
secretly
oh,
a
it's just
master
joke, you know?
builder.
But like the thing
Why
is,
do you
they
think we
keep
have the
bringing
Pixel
this
bot?
up over and over again. It's almost like I can't help but
Reason.
wonder there's something deeper to that.
I
I
want
agree.
that'd be
Kevin,
nice.
I'm
they're
sure it's the
massive.
Pixel bots that are doing it, but I really like my just crack theory is that she's going to the Never Realm, building the mechs, and then coming back, and that's why it's so quick. Because then we can see it
Oh
would
my
make no
God.
sense, but
Oh,
it's so
That's a good
fun.
theory.
She found a life hack.
How does she access the Never
Yeah.
Realm?
Not
I
even
couldn't
that.
tell
How
you.
does she like find her way back that easily? Like she'd
I
need to
couldn't
have
tell you,
common
but it would be
strong
cool.
enough come off
That
her
big
strong enough
brain.
traveler's tea.
That's for the writers to
Lead
figure out. I
and-
don't write Ninjago.
Valid and fair.
But you watch it.
And then the last thing would be this is like I think the most crack one out of all of them, but Golden Dragon theory, which I heard like again a while back, which is all the ninja remain a dragon, and that's how it ends or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I want it to end like that.
I don't want that.
I want that.
I mean, again, it's a
My gut
bittersweet
is
ending,
telling me it's
apparently,
not ending
allegedly.
It's
well, not like
bittersweet, but it also has sweet in it. So
true. What is
Actually,
yeah,
you know
true.
what?
I
I'm
don't
okay with
know.
that because Kai and Cole's heads are next to each other on the dragon, so
Lava.
Aw.
That's like lava. That's shit.
I think that McFrog is gonna be the Crystal King.
Yeah.
I think McFrog is the dragon.
Agreed.
Plot twist: McFrog is the Overlord's human form.
Oh god.
That would be whoa.
Imagine though.
So, any other theories y'all got?
Also, the
Harumi
Overlord
Redemption.
finally has a motive for once. So
Peace
Yeah.
in the dark, baby.
And
Chris, it's your turn.
I liked his
I don't-
original.
I don't
I-
think it's a theory anymore, but the whole Harumi redemption thing, I think we're basically like
Yeah.
I don't think
I'm worried
Harumi's
about
like,
how they're gonna do that.
Oh, yeah, I'm worried about that too.
Worried.
I don't think she
Yeah,
Because
like,
the
we were
worst
deserves the
thing they
redemption.
can do.
We were just
I feel
talking
like
about
if
it
they do a
before.
redemption, yeah, in the Krusty
It has to be
Yeah,
done
with
well.
Chris, we were just talking about it. Like, I feel like so. There's a couple of things I want to say about it. Like, one, I am kind of worried, but I do trust the writers enough. Like, they know Harumi; they can handle her character well.
They
And-
created her.
Yeah, like they can do it well. If it is possible to have this done well, and I really trust that they can do that. If they don't do it like perfectly right, then it could end really badly. But if it is like done, like a couple of things. Like one, I would not want her and Lloyd to like have a healthy relationship. Like at most, I'd like it if they could just like tolerate each other's presences. Like that, I would be okay. But any more than that, like there's really no need to try to resolve any of that. Like it defines both of their characters so much to the point where like kind of undoing it would seem like a bit of a slap in the face to how like dark and how mature the not dark and mature, like how real their like past trauma and history felt. And it just wouldn't really make sense to like have all that be forgiven. And then
He tried to kill me. And
yeah, like what I would like in my perfect world would be Harumi to have some kind of like silent sacrifice like in Hunted, where like she just like doesn't apologize or anything, but like she does something to help Lloyd, and then like the Crystal King gets mad and like kills her or something like that. Or she has some kind of redemption, and then at the end she just becomes her
Reminds me
own
of that
personality
one
and just like goes
scene
off.
in Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings where
Oh my
the one
God,
who
no.
sacrifices himself.
one
I've not seen
He didn't
that.
really
I haven't seen that
sacrifice
either.
himself. He kind of just like
watch it.
You're talking about Wenwu, right?
Slaps.
Yeah.
he kind of just like stood there, didn't he?
Yeah, he just stood
He
there
knocked
as
him
the
out the
soul
way.
sucker just takes him and just sucks the soul out.
Yeah,
And
but he
then
didn't.
just
I wouldn't
has
want that to happen
flashbacks
to
of him and
Harumi because
Shang-Chi.
like he didn't sacrifice himself there. He kind of just like stood there and let himself die. But like I'd want Harumi to actually like do something if she was going to die.
Play an active role in what.
Yeah. What I was really hoping for when I found out she would be coming back is that she wasn't gonna have any kind of connection with the Crystal King, and that she'd be like her own like third party, like that was like accidentally brought back because of, like all the crystal magic, and then like she was like doing her own thing and like accidentally gets caught up with the stuff because like her overall morality was left like there's no questioning that her morality was left relatively ambiguous at the end of Hunted. So like I was hoping they'd kind of play off that and have her be doing like her own like Garmadon post-merch of the Oni arc, but they're not.
Weird.
Yeah.
The
It's
Harumi
weird because-
comment.
He's very like horrible now. I feel like she's even worse than she was before.
Yeah, and I was really hoping that we'd get like this conflicted like is what I'm doing worth it? Like is it I know it's wrong, but like is it worth do the ends justify the means?
Yeah, there's gonna
But-
need to be a lot of like work to get her where she needs to be to even
Really
think
hope
about
that
a
they like,
redemption.
dive into that. Like I hope the Harumi now has something like that going through her mind because it would just really feel like a slap in the face after how perfect her ending in Hunted was.
Yeah, the worst thing that they
That's
can
like-
do is just like have it switch like that. You can't hear my snap, but like have her like be like, "Oh shit, what am I doing?" and it just happen like that.
Yeah,
I
she
think there
needs
needs to
a
be
lot
enough time
of moral
taken.
reflection.
Yeah.
One of the reasons why I like her so much is because of her conflict that we saw in Hunted, which is why I want to see that back. But another reason why I like her so much is all the masks. Like, it's very rare, if you think about it, that we see just, like, a genuine Harumi. Like, it's either, like, she's being the princess, she's being, like, the casual, like, with the ninja on the boat, and then, like, even as the quiet one, it's like she's putting on a tough face for Garmadon, trying to look like she's all intimidating. Or, like, for Lloyd, she's, like, trying to just, like, baby him and like look down upon him, but like we don't really see like her actual face that much, which is perfect because like her season's about collecting masks and like she wears a makeup mask and then, like has like the red face, like it's perfect symbolism. So seeing the real Harumi,
I never thought of
would be
Harumi
really cool.
like that.
I've kind of like that's kind of like my interpretation of her, because like in Hunted especially, it's just like she overcompensates basically.
Man, like
But,
people
like,
with trucks.
But anyway, that's my Harumi rant and why
Hell
she's
yeah.
the best and why I really
mean,
hope
you're-
they
You're a resident Harumi
Sim.
Enjoyer.
person. No,
Yeah.
not enjoyer.
I mean, a little bit of both.
Woo!
Even he admits it.
A little.
A lot of both.
I don't know. Sounds a little too low for what I heard.
So we got any other theories?
That was really long. Also, sorry.
It's all good.
I mean,
I think there's a possibility that because we see that in the trailer, Lloyd has a choice. Not it's a choice. It's not even a choice. It's shown that
He
he
never
very
gets
much
choices.
doesn't. He very much doesn't want to fight at all in any direction. But he has like two sides
Lloyd.
pulling at him. Like
Use your power, Lloyd.
use your power, Lloyd. Use your power, Lloyd. Use your power,
Don't
Lloyd.
lose it.
I think there's gonna be a situation that we'll have to make him go forward in actually doing like becoming a Oni. I think that will be someone's death. And I think that might be
Make it
Wu
Garmadon.
Wu and
Yeah.
Garmadon's death. And I think that would also be end of an era, like end of a current storyline type beat, because then they would have that
Like, beat.
type beat.
Yeah.
Stop. Stop.
It's awesome.
Don't don't bully me. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve any of this.
We can't bully the
I
I want
mean,
you to be
Lloyd
nicer to
didn't
me.
deserve any of it either, and look where he is at now.
Who?
Okay, being
Valid.
bullied in an environment like this is just a sign that the people around you like you enough to feel comfortable to make fun of you a little bit.
He makes a valid argument.
Oh dear.
Or you're just secretly scared, and this is your way of.
I'm scared.
Both are true, but
We're all
Why would I be
secret.
scared?
I'm
Wait,
shivering
just
in
a
my
quick check-in.
timbers.
Sunny, are you still recording? I hope you're
Yeah, I am.
Okay, good.
No?
'Cause,
I was
uh,
supposed to be recording this whole time?
Because Xena's Wi-Fi went out. Xena's Wi-Fi went out.
Is this being uploaded somewhere? What?
Oh my god. It's because Xena's Wi-Fi
Wait,
cut out and I
This
just wanted to
isn't the
make sure.
practice podcast?
What?
man.
Back.
Welcome back.
I was just gonna say that, like, what you were saying with like Lloyd stepping in to be the Oni after he loses Wu and Garmadon would be like, I just loved it. I love the idea of like Wu and Garmadon are like their own balance, like in that family. Like there's creation and destruction between those two, and then if they're both gone, like who's gonna step in? Lloyd, who symbolizes both. So it's like just such a cool like theme throughout Ninjago balance, and then
And I have
like
a feeling
Overlord.
that
The Overlord who's only destruction and darkness, and like I know his element isn't destruction, but like the Overlord who's like only the bad side kind of is defeated by Lloyd, who symbolizes both, where it's like balance will always reign supreme over Ninjago, because that's what it's built on.
Lloyd really is rocking that chaotic neutral.
Especially for this season, yeah. Sounds like it. At least in some aspects.
I'd rather see him go full evil, but hey, I'll take what I can get here.
Wait, this is
Oh,
gonna be
yeah,
dumb.
that's
Wait, this is
why-
gonna be dumb really quick, but that in a way parallels the whole thing with Ronin as well in the beginning of the season.
Ah,
That's all I gotta say. It's so
Hey,
fucking
speaking
stupid.
of rematches, when are we gonna get?
Oh, no, okay, we're cutting that out. We're cutting that out. I'm sorry, I
I'll
refuse.
cut that
I
out.
that was
refuse.
the best line.
we
I
can't get rid of that.
refuse.
I'll get rid of that.
I
At
think
any
Gail
rate,
Gossip.
Best line.
I think Gail Gossip is gonna have a drag show at Laffy's karaoke bar.
But what
I
is it
wanna
with
see
you
it.
and
All
drag
the signs
show
point
Because
to
drag
it.
shows are fun.
Every sign in the show so far has pointed to an ending where Gail Gossip performs as a drag queen in
Ow.
Laffy's karaoke
So
bar.
many-
Have you not
Ow.
been watching the show?
What's your evidence, Sonny?
Literally,
Let him
season
dream.
Are we
What's
still
your
on
waiting?
the?
Yeah, I was about to ask, are we ready?
Theories, or-
Yeah.
Yeah, are we ready for the next part?
This is kind of devolving into a normal Discord call.
I know.
Whoops. Don't worry, next episode we'll yeah, something
show
to
you a-
then.
It's
Yeah,
only
let's
episode
get it.
2. We're figuring things out.
Yeah. So what are you
I-
guys excited about? Did a bit of that at the same time, but
Lloyd and Garmadon interacting for the first time in like
Oh shit, that's gonna be bad.
yeah, this is gonna be
Wait,
something.
Oh, God. I'm excited
Lloyd is
for
gonna
Wu to have
wake-
and Lloyd
wings.
looks so done with him in the trailer with what we got
Every
in the
single
trailer.
scene.
Yeah, Garmadon's like telling him
Yeah.
important ways to win, and Lloyd's just like, we do not care.
Like I feel like Lloyd
It's
is
a
having that
comedy.
pettiness, like he's
Can't
like
relate.
over having to deal with that. Like I
Oh
would be
yeah,
too.
I think someone
Yeah.
said something about it looks like Garmadon's using that same soft tone he was using to Lloyd way back in the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
And
That's-
that one.
Oh, we can get like that morally ambiguous, regretful Garmadon like in season 1.
This is the real final battle.
That's what I'm excited for. I
Hell
freaked out once I saw Garmadon was in the trailer when I first watched it.
And it's like
It's
the
like,
perfect merge of
ah!
a Sensei and Lord Garmadon.
Small thing I'm
Bring
excited
back the
for. Nelson and Antonia showing up and kicking
That'll
some
be
butt.
cool.
Yes.
Sorry.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah,
I
and
just
then
want to
they're
know what
cuties
stories
and-
they have.
Paper.
Yeah, they're wearing the newspaper vests. They're so cute. Or like
I
armor.
didn't- The real Crystal King was the one we made along the way.
The real
that.
Crystal King was the one in
Sorry.
Titan.
Okay, it's no surprise what I'm excited for. Like, I mean, many of the other stuff you guys are
Oh,
saying
we're
about
at
what's
the
coming this
2
season
hour
is
mark.
what I'm
What you're
saying. But like,
excited for.
honestly, what I'm
Oh, we're
most
at the 2 hour mark.
Woo! Wow.
That's not good.
let's get to 3.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, baby.
It's a free country. We can do what we want. It's sort
Let's
of.
just cut all the Morbius
We live in
jokes.
America, okay? It's not free.
I mean, you guys already know me, and like, I mean, I'm excited for all the other stuff too, especially with Garmadon. But honestly, I'm just like, after waiting so many seasons, not only do we have Skylor back, we're also gonna get more Kyler. Nice. It's gonna be really amazing to just see, them to finally touch on that, and hopefully, and I'm pretty sure they're going in this direction for the season. They're going to just expand upon it, because like, I feel like, with part 1. Most of it was just like laying the groundwork, that being Skylor getting reintroduced back into the series, and now we're gonna finally not only, I guess, expand upon her character maybe a little bit, but also just expand upon her relationship with Kai, and maybe put in some foundations for her to maybe join the team, like in a future season.
I want her to stick around.
Strikes back.
She deserves it at this point.
I mean, considering how she's stuck very close to this team a lot more than she has in like past seasons, I mean, she's like part of the crew now at this point. So
like even like Pixel is also one of those kind of characters. Pixel's like an honorary ninja point and might as well almost be a main character, but she's just like right on the edge. And
I
so I
kind
hope
of
Skylor
considered Pixel a main character.
Pixel is a main character.
Yeah, Pixel
She
is
is now. It's just like she
deserves more.
Part of the core. She deserves more. I feel like she's just so much on the edge that I'm like, she's not truly a full, like exactly, but like also she might as well be. So it's just not in name.
Like as I said earlier, I feel like they're gonna do more with Pixel here than they did in the past. Since like in the past they kind of played it safe, but now they're just going all out here, and I feel like Pixel is gonna get the same treatment as well.
She already has.
I hope Skylor, Pixel, yes please, more of them.
Really,
in the trailer we see Pixel, Skylor, and Wu like fighting against the Council of the Crystal King, which is so awesome and badass. I cannot wait for that.
True.
AKA the leaked clip.
Yes, the leaked clip. Oh no, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh.
I really hope that Skylor, Pixel, and Nia actually like get to play active roles in these, like in the next
really said
Crystalized.
Master Wu's Angels.
I kind of sidelined a little bit from the main action, and I mean this is nothing new for Ninjago sidelining its female characters, but I really hope that they get to do something interesting, especially Skylor, because I mean I'm sorry, but she didn't really do much, like besides freeze Nia for 3 episodes, and it was kind of disappointing. I really wanted to see more of her personality. And
though it's to be said that along with that, she did bring some of like the most interesting stakes of those opening episodes, because it all like a lot of like what happened with Nia hinged on if she could continue freezing her in time.
And the fact that
she
also
deserves more.
And the fact that she's already just interacting with like many of the other ninja, considering she only really interacted to like Kai and Lloyd mainly with the past seasons. So like the fact that she's just interacting with like, I think all the ninja now at this point is just, something that really shouldn't be overlooked, and it really does show the direction that I feel like they're going with her. Is they're going to do a lot more.
They really said we're pulling out all the stops.
I kind of wish.
Speaking of all the stops, though, the one thing that I really am excited about is whatever Resistance final battle things we have. I hope we get to see a lot of past characters, like from Wildbrain and before that joining the team. We know that new Wilfilm models, Wildbrain characters.
Elemental Masters.
Bring back Vanya. Bring back Bento. Bring back Okino.
Yeah, get dude. Okay,
we did see Okino.
Get all the Hydra Whippers. Get to join up with the ninja and fight the. Like I'm being dead serious, man. Please.
I want that. Yes.
I'm interested in
everybody's here.
In this action, but I really hope they
Ninjago Smash.
I hope that they keep up the comedy as well, because
someone take the final battle and edit Lifelight into it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
On the top of the comedy, like this has been probably like this season's probably had like some of the best humor in the show.
Mhm.
I totally agree. Every
Like-
episode, I find myself laughing.
Like,
Oh,
the
yeah, like, a
bonus
lot of
joke
times,
right
like,
next
I'll
to
rewatch
the
Ninjago.
Harumi reveal.
Like when a lot of
I'm
times when I watch
afraid this is
Ninjago,
imposter
it'll be
mode.
like the whole group like laughing, and I'm just like, it's kind of forced. But like here, like there's stuff that I would like just genuinely be bursting out laughing at.
I mean, there are
You're
some
mi-
bad jokes, like when. Fine, I'll say it. I don't like the joke when Jay's like, "Oh, the mechanic is trapped by Prime Empire." Not a funny joke.
Yeah.
This is
I
spelled
did
out. They
that.
spelled the fuck out of that.
Yeah, like
They're like,
I wasn't-
aha.
I wasn't
Yeah,
laughing
some
at
jokes
that,
where
but
they
I was-
really
I did
where they
appreciate,
just
like,
spelt
that
it
is a
out just
smart
really fell flat for me by the end of it. It's just like, I get it.
It's good
I
the
like
first
the
time,
visual
not in a
humor.
funny way, but just in a clever way. But then after that, it's like, yep, we get it.
It's a
I
bit too
don't
long.
remember
One of my
hearing that
favorite-
at all.
Favorite things that I find funny is in The Benefit of Grief when, like, Hound Dog McBrog's peeps are like, "Those guys are nuts," and then McBrog is like, "Yep, but so am I," and then he just
Oh, yeah.
walks off the cliff, and it's hilarious.
I love
It's
it.
Morbin time,
Yeah,
Ninja.
that was when McBrog morbed.
So, any other exciting things that we're excited about?
I'm excited for Wu to
Overlord
have
finally
wings.
getting a.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Oh yeah, and then the Overlord finally having a motivation.
I'm excited
had
for
this-
Wu getting the dragon armor.
Yeah.
One thing I really
the
like
dragon
about
world.
Wu is his design, and this is the only time I will ever compliment Wu. I like his design, and I like when they like add other implements to him, like the dragon armor and the wings.
I love how
that
they
we
just
see in
shove
the
his beard
trailer.
under the breastplate.
Dragon armor just goes hard in general.
It really does,
I wish
but I don't
that-
know, especially on him. I think it's cool.
I wish that
Hell
figure
yeah.
had an accurate.
Crazy.
Like, I wish the figure didn't have the mask on it
Hmm
Why?
because it's because he never wears it in the show.
That we've
Valid.
seen.
Any other things? I think.
Oh yeah, I was saying
Yes.
something about the Overlord. I like how he was finally actually getting a motivation, like with
There
the
will
whole
be peace.
just showing balance. There will be peace in the dark, and I had this like alternate universe idea where I gave the Overlord a son, and then the son died because of the fight for the balance, and that's what drives him to want to destroy the balance so much.
Heck yeah.
That would kind of destroy the Overlord's like character because
Yeah.
he has no love, he's a very representation of it's like void of any empathy. You can see that in the fact that he doesn't hesitate to when he throws Lloyd across like the Dark Island. He doesn't hesitate to try to shoot like a dark matter missile at him to like kill him.
Well,
No
that's the
mercy.
magic of alternate universes.
Yeah.
You can make anything
Yeah,
you
yeah.
really want to happen.
Mhm.
Oh
So,
yeah, speaking of alternate universes, Lee,
Oh, wait,
have a
okay,
question test.
yes, if we're done talking about the what we're excited about, we can start wrapping it up here. Which
Yeah.
okay. So last thing before we leave, we have an art contest on the server about to start. So if Alina would like to discuss that, go right ahead.
I forgot there was a thing.
Even I are actually going to be recording a audiobook of Spiders in the House, which is a what I had hoped would be canon compliant, but isn't anymore. But it's a it's an AU based right after episode 12 of Ninjago Crystalized, and it focuses on Harumi and Lloyd's dynamic and how bad she is and how twisted her character will probably be in the new season. And as a celebration of that, we're going to be doing a art contest which ends next Friday. What is it called?
And this story
I
will
do
be
not
in
know
the
what day.
description.
The
Yes.
8th. And you can it'll be based on what's your theories or what do you think happens after episode 12,
or we can base it on we have a little blurb of a line from Spiders in the House, which is a pretty cool inspiration if I do so add myself. That didn't I
If I
could not
do say
say those
so
words.
If I do say so myself.
If I do say so myself. If I do so
Gave
add
yourself a medal.
I don't thank you.
It's
I'm
the
so proud.
Obama meme.
I'm so proud of myself. Oh my gosh. Yes. I think. Well, yeah. So have fun. You guys will be winning if you win.
No way.
You guys will be winning if you win.
If
You don't win. Bad.
If you don't win, too
you will
bad.
be getting a rare Ninjago coin that sells for a lot online for Legacy. It's the little coin you see on the boxes for Legacy that says 10 Ninjago years, and on the back it says Legoland, because I visited Legoland and that's where I got the coin. So you guys are getting a valuable relic of Lego history.
Relic.
And it's
Collector's item.
my coin,
Relic.
so it's blessed by me.
Whoa.
And it's the only coin I have, and I want to give it out to someone who truly needs it.
At any rate, any more, Alina?
What?
I was saying any more. Do you have anything else to say?
No, I have nothing left.
Okay.
Neither do
Well,
I.
with that being said, it seems like we're at the end of our second episode of Not A Ninjago Cult, the podcast. I hope you guys all enjoyed listening to us ramble and talk and theorize about the first part of Crystalized into the second part. And so, with that being said, if you like the vibe we got, come hang out with us in the Discord. It'll be in the description below. Do all the YouTube things if you want to. It's a semi-free country, so do what you feel. And if
you like,
if you made it to this point, say, I don't know, Nia, I love you.
Yeah.
if you liked the video,
Yeah, if you made it to this part, type that in the comments below. So, with that being said, I guess it's time for us to all go.
Ninjago.
Ninjago!
Go!
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Adios.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Bye.